Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing?
Please.
Who's that?
Let's roll. The Wicked Wednesday has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the busted, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota. Let's step up and in and rage as the National Football League preseason is now just 8 days away. We are also less than a month away from the IFBC in Las Vegas, Nevada. College football kicks off a month from today as well, even though it's Wednesday. Technically, whatever, it's the 25th. It'll be the 25th on the Saturday, week one, or I think they're calling it week 0, actually. And it's pretty fitting that it's called week 0 because the board is pretty it's a pretty barren one. But it's the calm before the storm. We're officially, midsummer right now. It is what it is. Normally, these days are sort of the slowest sports days of the year. But, if you're a degenerate gambler, it's sort of like being an alcoholic, right? It's always happy hour somewhere. And, there used to be a saying in the gaming world, except nobody really understands what I mean when no one understands what the fuck I'm talking about when I use it. I think it's like an old man type saying, like Malinsky knew, and Lawrence would know, but there used to be a saying, but in the gambling world, like if you were on tilt and you were losing, it was like chill out, you know what I mean? Stop for the night. And the line was, they play the national anthem every night, which means, the games are going to be there every night. You don't have to bet every game every night. They play the national anthem every night, except now you say that and you just start off a fucking feud. And there's a bunch of bullshit going on with the NFL again with this stuff and the anthem stuff and whatever, man. Really the NFL owners are just a bunch of cocksuckers who are trying to extend their dominance over the players. But I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. If NFL football players want to get bitch slapped by a bunch of fat, white, old fucking men, then hey, go ahead and do it. It's your prerogative. All right, something's going on here. Houston and Colorado. I need to see the replay again. What did this rule? Because it looked like to me that the fan did interfere with the baseball. And it's actually a Houston Astro fan who appears to be getting kicked out of the game now. Good job, buddy. You just fucked your own team over and you're getting kicked out. Why do people reach over, man? Like, why do people reach over? Another thing is, you look like you're probably about 45 years old, bro. Why do you have your baseball glove at a game? Like, grown men shouldn't bring baseball gloves to fucking games, unless you're with a kid. If you're with a kid, your kid has a glove, all right, I'll accept it. But it's like, bro, you're a grown man. Fuck. What are you reaching over the fence for at a baseball game? You're a grown man. Number two, why do you have a fucking glove? Why are you wearing like a Justin Verlander jersey and wearing a glove? You think you're on the team? You're not on the team, all right? You're out of shape, fuck. You're a fucking dude sitting in the fucking stands drinking beer in Denver. You're not on the Houston Astros, bro. Fucking glove, fuck. What do you think? They're putting you in, fuck, in left field tonight? Fucking glove. What do you bring a bat, fuck? Maybe they'll ask you to pinch hit. Like, it's like going to a football game with shoulder pads on and like standing behind the bench. Put me in. It's like, what do you mean put you in? It's like, dude, you're a grown man. Why do you have a baseball glove? Why are you reaching over the fucking fence? Why are you wearing a baseball jersey with a glove on? It's like, there's a lot of fucking questions I have for you here, bro. I got a lot of questions, man. Like, seriously, you're a grown fucking man. Why do you have a fucking glove? Are you going to ask for autographs after, too? this fucking asshole is going to be standing outside, fuck. And then he's going to be all mad when Verlander blows him off because he's a fucking 48-year-old man. It's like, bro, you're a 48-year-old man. You want my autograph? Go to a memorabilia store and fucking buy one, asshole. It's like those annoying 2 fucking kids in Toronto that dress up as umpires. Yeah, the novelty glove I can live with, Dean. The novelty glove is acceptable. The novelty glove is acceptable. I can live with the I can live with it. Listen, you know, I never brought a baseball glove to a baseball game. Fuck. Even when I was a kid, I didn't really. I don't remember bringing my glove too often. I'm not going to say I never did, because the Expos used to have go on the field day and shit. So, you know what I mean? I've been on the field with my glove and stuff when I was a kid, but I never really bring my glove guy. But my buddy used to bring his glove, and it wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? We were fucking, 18 and shit. You know what I mean? 20 years old, whatever. So I never did, but my buddy used to bring a glove. And he used to be obsessed with trying to catch a foul ball or a home run and shit. But whatever, man. The Expos, you can sit wherever you wanted. So most of the time at Expo games, it was foul balls because you wouldn't sit in the bleachers because you didn't have to. So, okay. Anyways, my buddy brought his fucking glove, and he always brought the glove, man. And you can't make this shit up, fuck. So he went to get fucking beers, and he's like a big, and he was a big lush. So he went to get beers, and he got like a full tray. So he had 4 beers, all right? And he had his glove under his under his arm, and he had the trays, and he was walking. He was already at the game, right? So he's there for a couple of innings, and he's like, I'll be back. So he goes, and he has got his glove with him, fuck, because his glove. So he's got his glove with him, and he's got his glove under his arm and his fucking beers. So perfect timing, fuck. Just by chance, the second he gets his beers, he starts walking back like through the tunnel, you know what I mean? Like to get to the seats, the entrance, not the, in the stadium for the section. And, like once in a while, man, baseballs will fucking, like they'll go there, right? Like it happens, like in the older stadiums. Nowadays it's a little different, but, in the older days, a lot of these stadiums, man, it would go inside the stadium. So someone will fucking hit a foul ball. It'll fucking go like where the people walk into the section. And it was all concrete in Montreal. So the ball would fucking bounce. Like people would get hit standing in line waiting for a beer at popcorn sometimes. Like you'd think, I can't get hit by a ball. The game's inside there. It's like, no, the ball fucking came through. So every once in a while, a ball would go through. So that's what happened, fuck. A fucking ball smoked off the fucking like concrete, fucking blasted into the concourse. And as he's fucking walking in with his beers, it's like you're right out of like a comedy, fuck. He fucking turns the corner. He's walking in with his beer. And, man, like fucking 6 fucking kids, man, fucking beeline for the baseball, fuck. These kids are running full steam. They fucking plowed him over, fuck. The beer goes everywhere. His fucking glove was all soaked in beer and shit. He lost all of his beer. He got knocked over. Fucking. It was fucking gold. We busted his balls. We're like, bro, man, if you didn't have your fucking glove, man, you wouldn't have been so fucking, you probably could have got out of the way. Because he's like, I had my glove under my fucking shoulder. They fucking ran right into me. It's like, yeah, well, if you didn't have your glove, you probably could have dodged out of the way. He won a ball. I'll tell you one thing, though, and I'm kind of going to be a hypocrite right now. I'm going to be a hypocrite right now because I was just ripping the dude for fucking leaning over and bringing a glove to the game. But I noticed something the other night at the Argo game. I never really caught on to this, fuck, but I caught on the other day. Well, I caught on it. They suck. But I caught on to the Argos the other day. They don't ask for the footballs back, fuck. every football game, most of the time, like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, they want the ball back. The Arena Football League lets you keep the ball. But, the NFL are cocksuckers. Like, think about that. The NFL, you guys make billions of dollars a year, yet you're adamant that you need the footballs back. Like, why can't you just let the fans keep the fucking football on the extra point or a field goal? What do you care? Like, let it be a souvenir. What do you care? It's like baseball, they don't say, give us the ball back. Fuck. They don't. They just say, oh, whatever. The fans like getting a ball or whatever. Fuck. Yeah, there's been a couple of instances where the link is it's I have to repost it. As I stated, the show is set to private again. I always double. Nevertheless, like, let's not stir the drink here. Yeah. What you're telling me? The NFL can't afford footballs, Vitalist? You're telling me the NFL can't afford footballs? They can afford a football. See, as I say, the Toronto Argonauts, I noticed they're not asking for the ball back now in the end zone. So, and baseball is one thing, but I wouldn't mind getting an official CFL football from a game. So next time, I think I might sit in the end zone. And I actually caught a football at a Montreal Alouette game years ago, and I got kicked out. It was a big fucking brouhaha. It was a playoff game, and they didn't. It was at a stadium for the first time. It was the first game at McGill Stadium, so they didn't have a net, all right, behind the fucking goalpost, and I was in the end zone for the playoff game against the Tiger Cats, I think it was, and a kid right in front of me, I was sitting right where the balls kept coming, and this fucking kid in front of me caught a football, like right in front of me, and a dude like 2-3 rows over caught a football, and they weren't asking him for the back. So I wanted one at that point. I was like, yeah, I got to catch one of these fucks. So lo and behold, man, I'm standing there, I'm sitting there, and it's coming right for me, fuck. And I just stood up and I caught it. Toof, I caught the fucking extra point. Damn, I catch the extra point. And I'm like, damn right. And everyone's high-fiving me after. Like, everyone's got a ball in our section. We're like, fucking right, man. So I'm sitting there with my ball, and they come up to me, and they're like, listen, fuck, we need the ball back. And I'm like, what do you mean you need the ball back? You didn't ask for the ball back with anyone else. They're like, listen, we need the ball back. And I'm like, I'm not giving you the ball back, fuck. You guys didn't ask for fucking whatever. There was this kid. I'm like, you didn't take the kid's ball. I said, you're not taking that fucking chick's ball over there. I said, why are you singling me out? I said, of course they single me out. They're like, then the security guy tells me, he's like, all right. He goes, well, it's your choice. He goes, either you give me the football or you get the fuck out and you're kicked out right now. So I said, fine. I said, fuck you. And there was a sports bar across the street from the stadium. So I was like, whatever. And this was like in the third quarter. I didn't even care. It was late in the third quarter, whatever. So I was like, fuck you then. I said, fine. So I took the football like a running back and I had it under my arm and I started heading for the exit. Fuck. I get blocked at the exit by like 5 security guys. Fuck. So I'm like, all right, fuck, man. Fuck these guys. So I walk back down and it was at this point too, everyone's staring in the stadium and shit. So I go back down and I'm on the field level at this point. Like in the end zone, I was literally on the field, fuck, in the end zone. So at this point. So I'm there and it's they want to speak to me and the head of security and like, so they're all surrounding me and shit. I got the football. And like I said, I tried to leave. I went back down. Then I tried to leave again and they're like trying to take the ball and shit. And I'm hanging on to the ball. I'm like, hey, get the fuck away from me, man. Don't touch me, fuck. So, then they're like, I'm like, what do you guys, I said, what's the deal here, fuck? And they're like, listen, fuck, we're out of footballs. They're like, we've got 2 footballs left. Like, we need the ball. It's like, the buddy told me, then like the CFL guy, like came over and he's like, listen, we're not trying to be fucking rude to you or be an asshole to you. We wouldn't care, but we need the football. We're out of footballs. We didn't realize, like, they didn't think about not having a net. He goes, normally we have 12 footballs. He goes, we're out of football. We're running out of footballs. It's a problem. So I'm like, well, then I'm like, well, what are you going to do for me? You know, I'm sort of like, I'm like, wow, I don't know. I kind of like this ball, man. I got the ball and shit. It's like, I kind of like the ball. I was like, you know, and they're like, all right, hold on. And then they come back. They come back with fucking, they came back with this Alouette flag. And they gave me a flag. And I took the flag and I threw it on the field. I said, what the fuck is this? And I threw it on the field. And then the whole stadium's like booing me and shit. Fuck. Because I just, like, they think I'm a tyke. I don't know. They don't know. They didn't think I'm a nut job. You know what I mean? It's like in between play. I'm like holding the game up in the end zone, arguing with people. I'm fucking, they give me this flag and I take the Alouette flag and I throw it on the field. But it's in Montreal. So everyone's like, boo, boo. And then people are yelling at me and shit. Fucking in French, fuck you, va chien, call this. They're fucking all yelling at me in the stadium. I nearly started a mini fucking riot, man. And it's fucking terrible. Fuck. In the end, I didn't get the football and I got kicked out. They took the football. Like, they overwhelmed me. Fuck. There was like fucking 7 of them. They took the football. I was cornered. I threw the flag on the field, and that's when I tried to head for the exit again. And I actually put the football in my jacket, and I zipped the jacket up, and I put my hood up, and I tried to fucking like hide in the crowd and shit. And I thought for a second, I was like, fuck, I'm getting away. I'm getting away. And I'm getting up, and I just feel it, and they're all around me again. And then finally, I'm like, fuck your ball, fuck. I fucking threw the ball down. And I'm like, fuck you all, man. I fucking stormed out of the stadium. So I want my second chance at a fucking football, man. Why do you know? Next Argo game, I'm going to go. I'm going to sit in the end zone. And I guarantee you, watch. I'm going to catch the ball, and they're going to come right at me. They're going to say, listen, you got to give us the ball back. Be like, you didn't ask anyone else for the ball back. I've been booed at a lot of events, though. I've been booed at a lot of events. I got booed at a Motley Crue concert, fuck, by the entire crowd. Vince Neil called me and my friends a bunch of homos and shit. For some reason, one of my buddies, fucking, whatever, man, fucking like Nikki Sixx used to spit all the time, right? And we were right up close. And Nikki Sixx spit on my buddy. And my buddy didn't take it very fucking, he didn't take it very well. He didn't take it very well. So a friend of mine fucking reached into his hand and he started throwing coins, fuck. He started throwing coins at Nikki Sixx on the stage. And then Nikki Sixx came over and started like spitting on us and shit and spitting at us. And I like Motley Crue. So I was trying to tell my buddies, yo, you're going to get us killed, fuck. Like, we're like the 3rd row. And I'm like, fucking, you know, I'm like, this is terrible, fuck. You know, these guys, they're like, they're there to cause trouble. So they're throwing coins at Motley Crue and shit like that. And then finally, like, after the song and shit, fucking, after the song, Vince Neil's like, put the spotlight down up here up front. And Vince Neil they put the light on the front and shit. And Vince Neil's like, look, here's 4 faggots, fucking, you know, he's like, I saw them. He starts calling us fags and homos. And we're like, fuck you, man. Fucking security's pulling us away. Vince Neil's like, look at the homos over there, everybody. And everyone's laughing at us and shit in the arena. It was humiliating, fuck. It was humiliating. Part of my language. I'm just telling the story as it happened. I think it was the might have been Theater of Pain. I like Motley Crue. I got no issues with them. No, I am a Motley Crue fan. I have no problems with Motley Crue. I also fucking got booed at a Roddy James Dio Rough Cut concert. I got into a fucking argument with Rough Cut. And of course there is the famous I stopped the WWE wrestling show once when I fucking hit Billy Gunn in the face with a beer. That was the best one. That's the one that was the craziest one. I hit Billy Gunn. It was WWE, WWF. I hit Billy Gunn in the face with a beer, fuck. People were throwing shit in the ring, man, and, whatever, fuck. So once again, I got singled out. So everyone's throwing beer cups, but they were throwing empty beer cups. I had I was double fisting it, and I had like a half fucking sort of warm beer, and I was like, ugh. And Billy Gunn was sort of walking towards me, and it was actually like these red cups, fuck. So I had a cup, I had two cups. I was like, oh fuck. And I had a colder one. And everyone was throwing some Billy Gunn. He was like fucking 5 feet away from me. So I said, hey, Billy Gunn, fuck you. And I fucking threw the cup sideways like this, except with the weight of the beer, it flew like a missile, fuck. It fucking hit him right in the face, and beer went all over him and shit like that. And he ran over and he pulled me over the rail, fuck. He pulled me over the fucking fan rail, like near the ring area and shit, in the Bell Center in Montreal. And everyone in the fucking arena thought I was a wrestler. I was part of it. So, I got pulled over the fucking rail, and Billy Gunn basically tried to kill me, fuck. And whatever, Billy Gunn, put me in this, arm fucking bar and shit. And fucking, I thought my arm was about to snap. He's a big dude. So Billy Gunn's got me like an arm bar. And fucking, then security's all over me and shit, but they walked me up the ramp where the wrestlers came in, fuck. So everyone's cheering and shit, like I'm part of the show. Fucking, they're like, yeah, fucking, yeah, this is great, fuck. I got brought into the fucking room, and Billy Gunn's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And Billy Gunn's about to kill me and shit. I really thought, I was like, oh my God. I thought Billy Gunn was going to punch me in the face, and I was dead, fuck, right? I'm in their WWF, I'm in their locker room. Yeah, I've told the story before. So I'm standing there, and they still have me. So, fucking, they got my arm like this, and fucking Billy Gunn's, grabbing me and shit, and the security's grabbing me, and they're all pulling me and shit. And I look over, and Mick Foley is there. I'm in their dressing room. Mick Foley is there, and he's Mankind. Right? So Mankind is all dressed up and he's got the mask on. He's right there. So I start yelling. I'm like, Mankind, help me, Mankind. I'm like, Mankind, you got to help me. Fucking. It was fucking gold, fuck. I told you guys too. Remember after, so I got fucking kicked out. So security, they took me out of the fucking room and shit, and security saw that Billy Gunn was going to kill me. So the security guards said, no, we got him. We're kicking him out. And then the security guards were going to rough me up and shit in the bowels of the arena. And I told them, I swear to God, fuck, if you guys rough me up, I'm going to have you killed. Fucking, I was threatening them on the way out and shit. They're like, just shut up, fuck. So they threw me out, and I went back in, fuck. I got stamped. There was a bar in the arena. So all I did is I went right back in and I bought a hat. Right? I bought a winter hat, like a fucking NWO or fucking Heart Foundation, whatever it was. Fuck. I bought a hat. I put my hair up in the hat. And fucking, I went back and I'm fucking standing there ringside and shit, watching the show. They came up to me again. They're like, what do you think because you're wearing a fucking hat? They're like, you're too much, buddy. They're like, how'd you get back in here? Fuck. And the head of the WWF security came over and he goes, listen, and you'll see the guy. If you know the WD, there's this big guy, and he's always by the ring. He's got these massive arms. He came over, he goes, listen, if you cause any more problems, I swear to God, I'm personally going to fucking kill you. He basically, I was like, no, we're good. So after the show, I walk outside the arena, and I get mobbed by fans. They're like, oh, there's that new guy. Fuck. There's that new guy. He was with Billy Gunn. He's got a feud with Billy Gunn. I got all these chicks coming up to me and people, can I take a picture? And like, fucking, I had a leather jacket on. And they're like, who are you with? What's your character? What's up? And I'm not big enough to say I was a wrestler. So I was like, I'm a new manager. Fuck. I said, you'll see me. I'm a manager. I'm a shit disturber. I'm taking pictures with people. It was fucking gold. Fuck. And then for some stupid reason, I thought it would be a good idea to go to the bar that Billy Gunn was appearing at. The wrestlers were appearing after the fucking card at this bar. And for some reason, me and my buddies went there to get Billy Gunn back. Fuck. I got my buddies. I was like, we got to go get Billy Gunn, man. He fucking roughed me up in front of 20,000 people. So we got to the bar. And I couldn't get in, fuck. They knew who I was. They were like, don't let this guy in, fuck. They were like, this guy was causing, like, this guy's got a thing with Billy Gunn. No, don't let him in. So I'm like fucking yelling. I'm like, oh, you're scared, eh, Billy Gunn? You got your goons, fuck. So Billy Gunn would kill me, okay? I was just drunk and stupid and young, fuck. So I'm fucking mouthing off at this bar and shit. So lo and behold, man, about 3 months fucking pass, 4 months pass, all right, later, fuck. The fucking wrestling goes back to Montreal. This time it was an afternoon show. It was like fucking Sunday afternoon or something. I got first row seats, and Billy Gunn was there. And I was an asshole, fuck. I'm not proud of this, but I picked up a pizza box off the floor. And I said to some kid, hey, kid, give me your Sharpie, fuck. And I fucking wrote on the pizza box, Billy Gunn is a homo. I'm fucking, Billy Gunn comes out, and there I am in the front fucking row, man. And I got a pizza box like some loser nut job that says Billy Gunn's a homo. And I'm holding this pizza box. And Billy Gunn looks over at me, and he's like, he sort of like goes like, what the fuck, man? And so, fucking whatever, man. The whole fucking match, I'm fucking heckling him and shit. You Lex fucking Luger fucking wannabe steroid fucking juice monkey piece of shit. The whole fucking time, man. It's like, I never rode an athlete this hard. Like, I fucking yelled at this guy, like, right in the front. You suck, fuck. You fucking suck. Nice move, Billy. Nice way to sell it, Billy. Good job, Billy. I'm just hammering him fucking left and right and bam, 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 bam. And there's all these fucking kids there, and they're like, fucking, I'm the big asshole. I'm all drunk on a Sunday afternoon with a pizza box. Fuck you, fuck. And I'm like writing other shit on signs. Fuck you. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. So I'm going. After the match, fuck, all right? After the fucking match is over, Billy Gunn fucking looks over, man. He comes right at me again, fuck. And at this time, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, man, here we go again, fuck. Here we go again. And I was all like, fucking, I was like, well, part 2 with Billy Gunn. Let's go, Billy. Fucking, Billy Gunn makes a fucking beeline over to the gate where I am. And he fucking looks, he goes right up close to me, fuck, right? Like really close like this. He goes, I don't know what your fucking problem is. He goes, I don't know what you think I ever fucking did to you. But he goes, I'm just trying to do my job here, asshole. And then fucking, he sticks his hand out. He sticks his hand out and shake my hand. And he goes, are we good? Are we good? And I'm like, I fucking shake his hand. And then suddenly I turn fucking like a real wrestling mark. I put his hand up. Billy Gunn, everybody. Billy Gunn. I'm like, Billy Gunn's the man. Billy Gunn, everybody. I'm fucking clapping. After I'm like, Billy. We're all fucking, Billy got everybody. Me and my buddies got into it with Shawn Michaels too once, but that's another story. I like the under in the Seattle Sounders game. Give me under 2.5. Will be just our motherfucking luck, wouldn't it be, if the fucking Boston Red Sox game doesn't get resumed. Last night we lose on the Sox. Tonight they're up 5-0. I lay a run and a half and it starts raining. Thanks, Lord Gambler. Yeah, I'm writing the book. I'm gonna do it, I promise. By this Christmas, we'll have the book ready. I'm Bobby the Brain. Oh, fuck me. It's postponed, huh? Unbelievable. Yeah, there's my Billy Gunn story. There's more. It's a little bit more detailed. I sort of blasted through it because I wanted to talk about give the soccer pick, but I left out a lot of little details and shit. But yeah, that was a pretty wild one. That was a pretty wild one. Like I said, but now I'm older. Like now now I'm older and smarter. Like there's no way in hell I would be fucking around with fucking Billy Gunn or anything now. I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of at wrestling events, though, to be honest. Like, I got into it with Paul Bearer once, and I still feel bad about it. I like Paul Bearer, and the poor guy passed away, right? So I always remember fucking getting into an argument, fighting with Paul Bearer. I got into it with Paul Bearer. My buddy fucking nearly got into a real fight with Shawn Michaels. Fuck. Shawn Michaels. If you remember fucking Shawn Michaels, he got his neck broken in a bar fight in Syracuse. So me and my buddies were chanting Syracuse all night at him. Fuck. He didn't like that very much. So like Shawn Michaels fucking, he came over and shit, and he sort of reached in, and one of the guys I was with was nuts. Fuck. He fucking grabbed Shawn Michaels by the arm, and he sort of pulled Shawn Michaels towards the gate, the fence, and yeah, it was pretty tense for a second there. I still don't like Shawn Michaels. I like Billy Gunn, but I don't like Shawn Michaels. ECW? No, I never saw it in person. Yeah, no, I did see ECW in person. I saw the NWO in person. The WC, what was it? WCW, not ECW. I know ECW, but I never saw ECW out of Philly. I never saw that in person, no. Oh, you used to go at the old Philly. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Oh, I have good wrestling stories. You know the wrestler Raven. You know the wrestler Raven is it's one of the best wrestling, one of the best interviews I've ever done. Like, and I've been on for years. I used to interview every wrestler and shit. And Raven was like one of my favorite interviews. The guy's like, the guy's like a genius and shit. Seriously, like he's part of Mensa and shit. Like he's He's literally a genius. Like Raven's IQ, I forget what it was, like 160 or something stupid. Like it was way, way over the top. But I don't know, like Raven. So with ECW, ECW is extreme, right? So obviously ECW was very, very extreme. And they wanted to get it on mainstream. Paul Heyman was the head of it. Paul Heyman wanted to get it on mainstream TV. And they had CBS and Viacom in the building and shit. And that's the famous night when Raven came out nailed to the cross. So they all knew backstage. People were like, holy fuck, Raven. I don't know, man. Like this is a new level. And he had it. Raven fucking nailed himself to a cross, or it appeared to nail himself to a cross. And he had people carry him out like Jesus and shit. And the CBS fucking owners were there. Like literally like Les Monaves and these like CBS executives were right there. They nearly had a heart attack. They nearly had a heart attack. Like basically Raven cost them like a fucking national television deal. And so Raven comes out and he's nailed to a fucking cross and shit. Any hardcore wrestling person knows the story. Yeah, it would be. It would be. In 98, it seems to it feels like it could be around that time. I sent you the link, Babano. You know, the thing is, though, HDC, they went a lot to Montreal, right? But, yeah, that's probably me, yeah. Leather jacket, long hair. I've never seen video of it, bro. Yeah, so it's funny. So Raven tells me after, Raven's Jewish too, right? So you get away with it. So Raven tells me, Raven goes, you know, he goes, to be honest, he goes, I actually wanted to nail myself to a Star of David, but he goes, it was too hard to carry out. Yeah, D, send me on Twitter here. What are you doing, Babano? Babano's pulling like a Mick Aussie. Right, here he is. He's in the chat, but he's not on the screen. All right, Babano steps up and then joins us. What's up, Babano?
Hey, there I am. I've been waiting for you. How are you?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know. We opened up with a crazy story about
Billy Gunn story. I always enjoy hearing that.
Yeah,
That's a great.
No, it started with something else actually. I don't know what led us into that, but it was catching footballs at the game. It all started with the guy catching a baseball at the baseball, trying to catch a baseball at the baseball game. Then I told the story about how at the Argos games this year, they're letting you keep the football. So I said, I want to sit in the end zone next time. And then I started talking about how I got kicked out of an Alouette game for trying to keep the football. And then it led me into getting kicked out of a WWE event, with Billy Gunn.
When did you move to the SBR YouTube channel with your show here? What was this, last September? We've done how many Wednesday nights together, you and I? Like 50, 60 by now, probably, I would say. I think we're getting close to that number. Yeah, we end up on...
But Ben, come on, you're a handicap. Your math isn't very good. If I started in September and we're all once a week, we didn't do 60 hits.
Not that many just yet, no.
So let's say 40. You're pretty consistent too. You haven't missed a Wednesday very often. I'll give you that. You're right. I don't know. Have you? I don't think so.
Not many. That's because I devote the day to this show. I said Wednesday night's going to be my night to stay home and get the job done here.
All day leading into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have a lot of energy.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is, we've ended up on random topics. We just start talking about topics out of the blue. We don't figure out how we get to that topic, but we do, and that's what makes the show fun to do. Similar to you just now. we don't know how we got to the Billy Gunn story, but we got there, and the viewers had enjoyed the story. So it's good for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't. A good talk show host doesn't even. Good person can just go, right? I mean, that's how we can get through. We can do 3 hours, fucking in the middle of summer when nothing's fucking going on.
Like a night like tonight when I'm not even watching baseball because it's boring the hell out of me and I'm losing with it. So I put some old Dick Van Dyke reruns on. So there you go. That's what I've put on. Yeah.
You're a strange dude, Babano.
I told you I love classic stuff, classic music, classic shows.
You're a fan of the Dick Van Dyke Show, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
I'm surprised you sort of look like, I guess I can see that. I can actually see that.
It's kind of true. I kind of look
I'm not shitting on the Dick Van Dyke Show. I'm just saying it's kind of a weird show to watch. You are the person that thinks that fucking the chick from fucking Leave It to Beaver is a MILF, hot MILF.
Barbara Billingsley. Yeah.
Yeah, Barbara Billingsley. Yeah, we're like Farrah Fawcett, Cheryl Ladd, Babano's like the mother from Leave It to Beaver.
June Cleaver, yeah.
Yeah, June Cleaver. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying she's a supermodel or a beauty or like a porn star beauty or something like that, but she's for a very well mannered old school mom. She's attractive for an old school mom. That's the point I was trying to make.
I do like the Mary Tyler Moore Show though.
Yeah, this was I was Dick.
Gotta make it after all.
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke Show was Mary Tyler Moore's very first show. I mean, it's the very first thing she did on television. Yeah.
Hugh Grant.
But
Mary Tyler Moore was not the very first thing she did on television.
No, Dick Van Dyke was. Yeah. Then she did her own show. Yep.
What's that movie she's in? Is it Beautiful, Ordinary People or whatever? It's fucking
yeah. Oakland 3-run home run. We got life. Texas lead down to 5-4. All right, got a chance.
So we see Zach Jones here. I sent you an email, Zach. Actually, we got our tickets for Las Vegas for the IFBC, and it's less than 1 month away. So you're going to be there, right, Babano?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm actually, what's funny? I'm not speaking, and I'm actually happy about that. I get to relax. I can just go crazy, have fun, party, go wild, and I don't have to worry about speaking the next day. I can get pissed drunk at night, stay up till 3 a.m, and I don't have to worry about I got to speak the next day. So thanks, SBR. I appreciate that. I can go hog fucking wild now in Las Vegas. Thanks.
Someone just sent me the video of it's not me. That's not the one. That's not the one. I don't think so, HCC. I don't think Billy Gunn was fighting against Cactus Jack or Mankind. Like Mankind was in the room, like getting ready for another match. Like that's what I'm saying. They went to Montreal like every 3 months in those days. Good attempt though. We'll look again. We'll try to no one's it's sort of pre-internet days, right? I mean, it's a different era, but so we'll see Zach Jones down there in Vegas. I'm getting in there on the Wednesday night.
Yep.
But you're lucky you're not fucking speaking. You can be hungover. You don't have to worry and stuff.
I'd say that's the best part about it. Yeah, not that I enjoyed it, no question last year, but hey, Las Vegas now I can do whatever the fuck I want now. I don't have to worry. I got to speak.
Last year you guys just did your show, right?
Yeah, we just did a round table. It was Donnie, me, Drew, and I think Mark Lathrop was there with us last year as well.
Yeah, so you're gonna do that again this year, I guess, right?
No, I don't think so. Unless they mention something to me. I don't think so, though. I'm happy being a spectator, though, Morency. Like I said.
I'd like to know, Zach. When let me know what time. Fuck it, I'll be on it. Try to make me later if you can.
I saw the schedule because they posted it in the SBR forum earlier today, and it was posted on Twitter, SBR Twitter account up. Retweeted a link to it. They've got you doing an NFL. I
don't know if you noticed, but yeah, I've been trying to withdraw from Twitter a bit. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got you doing an NFL panel. You and Donnie's hosting it with you and Kelly Stewart and
Whale Capper.
Yeah, Whale Capper. That's it.
And what the hell is? I see there's a lot of odd shit here.
And then Big Man and Drew Martin and someone else are doing a college panel.
Where is it? I don't see. Let's see.
God, my memory sucks. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? I can't remember things I looked at like 4 hours ago. Christ's sake. Must be because I'm 33 now.
No, because you have a bad attention span, but man, you get distracted easily. That's why.
That's true. That's true. I can't argue that.
The show and
Yep.
you said, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm an idiot. Fuck. I'm the one that's old and dumb. I can't see anything here about IFBC here.
Yeah, it is.
Yours and on IFBC Twitter. Is there a specific IFBC Twitter?
Yeah, the SBR Sports Picks Twitter, their main SBR Twitter, it was retweeted a link to the schedule of events for the IFBC on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that weekend, August 24 to 26. Yeah, and they've got a link to it there. And it's got the whole schedule of, who's speaking when, Matt Holt's there, bunch of people. Chris Andrews, the South Point odds makers there.
Somebody sent me the link.
Yeah. Oh, of course, Tony Miller is part of the odds maker panel. You got to have Tony Miller there. He's hosting the damn thing.
But what time am I on Alphabeta?
Sunday. You're Sunday at like 12 noon or 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Oh, Sunday at noon, huh?
Yeah. You're the very last panel or show or speech or event that's happening of the IFBC. Yeah. You're the last one. You're bringing up the rear.
There'll be no one left by the time we get there.
Who's still going to be have their wits about them by Sunday afternoon at noon and 1 p.m. Pacific?
Shit.
Noon. It's noon. I think it's noon Pacific because it's noon to 1.
Betting preview hosted by Donnie Wright, Gabe Morency, professional sports bettor, SBR personality. Yeah, alongside with Kelly in Vegas and Will Clapper.
Yep.
All right, so on Sunday.
Sunday, bloody.
That's all right, and I could go hard, but I'll be all right by Sunday noon. Noon's not too bad local time.
Yeah, I'm worried about the 90% of the audience though by Sunday at noon. That's going to be the concern. Yeah, who's going to be coherent? Who's going to have their wits about them? Who's going to have their brains switched on still after a weekend in Vegas on a Sunday afternoon? That's the big question.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like the Saturday at the last one. By Saturday, people were fucked, right?
Oh, yeah. I know because I was there. I was starting to get fatigued. And, you felt, oh, man, I've had a lot of drinks the last couple of days. I was starting to feel, speaking of drinks, I'm going to crack one open now. There we go.
All right. We'll see you guys in Vegas.
No, they put together a great lineup, like lots of different angles. You got an odds maker panel, NFL football panel, college football panel. You got a couple special guests in there. So, yeah, it's going to be a great event, I'm sure. In Las Vegas, everybody can get their bets down easily, watch the games. We got a great Saturday night there. I mean, that Saturday night of sports coming up that weekend is fantastic. NFL preseason, college football, UFC fight card. Can't ask for better than that.
Day one is 6 o'clock. Receive your event name and gift bag. Meet and greet with the SBR pros. Social media community, open bar and hors d'oeuvres. 6 to 8. Day 2, 10 a.m. Drew Martin. Stats and data-driven approach to NFL and NCAA football success. Well, Bill Connolly. He's actually good, Bill Connolly. He's a smart guy. He knows college football. Bud Elliott, also a smart guy. Ed Fang.
Yep.
Ed's not too smart, but he's a cool guy. I think Ed's an Ivy Leaguer. Ed plans to tackle sports betting. Clay Travis.
Ed's a smart guy, and he's cool. He likes to have fun, too. I know. He's a surprise. Is he going to wear that little fedora thing that he always wears, Jason Whitlock?
Approaching NFL from a strategic point of view.
By the way, I absolutely shit, and rightfully so, on Colin Cowherd. That guy is a dope walking around as far as I'm concerned. I will not give Colin Cowherd the time of day. Sorry. Does not do anything for me. But I got nothing against Jason Whitlock, and I know those two do a show together on FS1. So just to point that out, I got nothing against Whitlock. I'm just a Cowherd hater.
Yeah, I mean,
Colin Cowherd would not be caught dead in a sports bar, drinking a beer at his local watering hole with buddies of his watching a sporting event. Where does he watch his sporting events? It's in a big time mansion.
You think Jason Whitlock's hanging out with people at the bar?
He's more. I'm sure he's probably lets his hair down and a little cooler guy than fucking Colin Cowherd, for Christ's sake. Colin Cowherd's in his little bathrobe, and I've said this a million times, with his little gin and tonic, his little cognac, and his bathrobe in his mansion. That's where he is, by himself. Yeah.
I just like Colin Cowherd, but Colin Cowherd is good with college football. I hate to admit it, but I saw a clip today with Whitlock talking about Michigan, and Cowherd was actually on the right side of the argument, which is rare. which is rare.
Whitlock sticks up for the CFL at least, and then I got to hear Cowherd shit on it all the time. So that's why I'll stick up for Whitlock a little bit.
All right. So, nice. It's a great weekend here. So, as we stated, so Friday night, 6 till 8 o'clock. That's when my show's supposed to be on. I'm on at 7 o'clock there. So, I don't know how we'll handle that. 6 to 8. Day 1, that's the Friday night. Day 2, 10 in the morning. Starts Bill Connolly. Bill Connolly is very, very good for college football. Bill Connolly, Bud Elliott, Ed Fang. Ed's my man.
Yeah, I've heard of Bill Connolly. I've heard people say the same damn thing.
To tackle sports betting by charging companies a lot of money to promote them. Clay Travis and Jason Whitlock presents 12 to 1:30, lunch in the ballroom. 1:30 to 2:30, approaching the NFL from a strategic point of view, hosted by Paulie Howard. Panelists.
You're going to get a lot of energy and testosterone here from Paulie Howard. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Teddy Carvers.
Betting Insight today. Follow us on Twitter. Paulie Howard. I'm at Real Paul Howard. He's at Teddy_covers. Big game breakdown. I mean, that's really what you get from Paul Howard. He is an energy ball, that guy.
Can I continue, Babano?
Yeah, go ahead. He's great, though. He's funny.
Teddy Carvers, Mark Lawrence, and Warren Sharp. Warren Sharp, very smart guy, Warren Sharp. I used to have Warren Sharp on my show every week, but he big-timed me. So there's one. So now I'm like, all right, 2:30 to 3:30. I pretty much have, I know everybody, here. I have, a story of, everyone almost. But my man, Joe Lisi. It's a pleasure to be here, Gabe. Joe Lisi with Drew Martin, big man on campus, and Todd Furman. Todd Furman's a real smart guy.
Joe loved the show, Lisi.
A poker tournament on Saturday from 4 to 6:30. I will not be at the poker tournament, especially when the football games are on at that time.
You have to drag me to a poker table kicking and screaming when I'm there.
I have formal buffet dinner Saturday night. Comedian, the Reverend Bob Levy. Sunday morning, Vegas bookie panel hosted by Natalie Van Rijstrom. Panelist Chris Andrews, bookmaker at South Point. Tony Miller, bookmaker Golden Nugget. Matt Holt, gaming industry expert. And finally, in closing, the main event. 12 to 1 on Sunday. Donnie Rightside hosts the NFL season betting preview with special panelists Kelly Stewart, Las Vegas sports betting personality, Gabriel Morency, and Whale Capper.
There you go. There's the entire lineup right there. You talked about the poker table. I stink at poker. The only flop you're going to see me doing is when I fall face first after too many drinks. That's the only flop I might be doing that weekend. That's about it.
I don't mind the Sunday, actually, because I'll be through my hangovers by then. You know what I mean? I get I'll be the most hungover the day after I drink the first time. Also, I'll be hungover on I'll probably have a few drinks on a Thursday night when I'm there. And so I'll be a little hungover on the Friday morning. But by the time Sunday comes, it's sort of like when I was on the road with Homicide. After 3-4 days of boozing consistently, you're fine after.
It becomes ingrained in your system, and it's you can roll with it. Yeah.
I'm fine.
It'll be fun, though. It's a month away. I mean, the clock's ticking. It's going to be here in exactly 1 month from now.
Yeah, I know. I got a busy
So make your
time.
plans if you're going. Yeah, to anyone out there. Yeah.
So yeah, it's official. So now here it is, everybody. Some good panelists here. Like I'm looking forward to these panels. Like the first one's good. Bill Connolly, Bud Elliott, Ned Fang. Those, you know what I mean. You get some winners out of those guys. Mark Lawrence, great. You know, Warren Sharp, real smart fucking dude. Teddy, Lisi, big man, and Furman will be fun with college football. And you know, all the panels are good. Should be a very good time.
It's a nice blend. Mark Lawrence, our old pal, the old veteran of the crew, is going to be there too. So it's great. It's a great blend. It's a blend of personalities, a blend of handicappers, a blend of schools of thought, statistical guys, analytical guys, math guys, situational handicappers, just data-driven handicappers, just, you know, gut feel handicappers. You're going to get everything basically at this conference. Every school of thought.
Yeah, the Thursday, Zach. I'm getting in on the Wednesday night, so I got to pace myself.
Yeah, David Mangler in the chat says Holt is solid. Let me tell you about Matthew Holt too. He's a very good UFC and MMA guy for knowledge and expertise. He's really, really good at that sport, like betting it, UFC and MMA. His insight into that sport's great. In fact, I'll kick ideas off of him before every major UFC card. See what he's interested in from a betting standpoint. He's very good with UFC. Him and Gamblu. I'll stake my life savings on those two guys in terms of MMA insight. Those two guys, Gamblu, Lou Finicaro, and Matt Holt. Can't get two better guys than that.
You done kissing ass here, Urbano?
I am.
Dear
I had to
God.
point that out. Knows his UFC, the guy.
Oh,
actually, he's doing videos with Drew on here. Yeah. I know. Gabe doesn't like overboard compliment.
why don't you say what a great guy Zach Jones is here? He's in the chat, man.
Yeah, I noticed that. We haven't seen Zach in the chat on the Late Show for a while. Good to see him.
All right, Beto. So CFL this week. So a lot of talk about Johnny Manziel, everybody, obviously. Johnny Manziel now with the Montreal Alouettes. He's not starting tomorrow, but they say they're going to get him in, but there's no guarantees, to be honest. I would say he's going to play a bit. It's interesting. They've got Vernon Adams starting. So they're really just trying to shake things up here. So Vernon Adams has been brought back. Vernon Adams will be the starting quarterback. Mike Sherman, when asked about Johnny Manziel, and listen, this Johnny Manziel situation in Montreal isn't going to be like in Hamilton. It's not like, oh, no, he's going to play and whatever, and he never gets on the field. He's going to play, but you got to understand, he got traded Sunday night. They're playing Thursday. It's impossible, even though he knows Mike Sherman, whatever, man. You know, that was a long time ago. You can't learn a professional playbook, a football playbook in 2 fucking days like this. So, but at the same point in time, they're in a hurry to get him out there. So Mike Sherman says, I don't want to put him in a situation that's uncomfortable for him with only 2 days preparation. But then again, I do want to get him on the field and give him his opportunity. I'm weighing both options. He's definitely going to be in uniform. Whether he crosses over onto the field, we'll have to wait and see. So it sounds like they're a little bit torn here. For the record, the Montreal Alouettes are getting 8.5 points in this game, or at least they were a couple hours ago.
Well, if you were seeing the line as it was released, they were actually laying 9 points.
Oh, now it's 9.
No, Montreal was laying 9 points when the line first opened. Montreal, that's right. Montreal Alouettes were laying 9 points, but it was a mistake. Unfortunately, I bet Edmonton. I just pounded it. I saw Edmonton +9. Is that what the fuck? What's going on here? That's got to be a mistake. And sure enough, a few minutes later, the line gets taken down, and the bet's
9 now. Yeah, it's Edmonton -9.
Yeah, which is what it should have been. Someone entered it wrong, and it ended up going Montreal -9 across the board for like 10 minutes, and then it was taken down, and people realized someone fucked up here. Montreal can't be -9 against a team that I'm coaching, let alone against any CFL team. So they had to change that. And here's Edmonton now. the rightful favorite here in this game, laying more than a touchdown. Yeah, from what I've heard, Manziel's going to play, Gabe. He's going to play at some point. He's supposed to get snaps.
I just read you the coach's quote. So where are you hearing this?
Well, there was some guy that follows the Alouettes. O'Leary is his name. He writes for CFL.ca for the Alouettes.
He says Montreal Gazette that I just read you.
He seems to say that the Alouettes are putting in a package of plays for Johnny Manziel to run during this game tomorrow night. So unless Mike Sherman's changed his mind since then, or
Mike Sherman didn't change his mind about it. I say you don't listen when I talk. I just fucking said what Mike Sherman said.
He's torn, yeah.
He wants to get him in there. He's going to get him in, but he's not starting. It's pretty clear about it.
Yeah, he is. He's going to play. It's just a question of when does he come in now. Vernon Adams is going to start because they've got such a mess right now with these other quarterbacks, Montreal. They've got Drew Willie and Matt Schultz and Jeff Matthews all banged up. None of them have played well. Well, Matt Schultz hasn't even played at all. But Drew Willie and Jeff Matthews have played poorly. Now they're also battling injuries. So, yeah, it makes sense now to go with a Vernon Adams, Johnny Manziel combination. Now, whether it's going to pay dividends in the very first game, who knows? Because Vernon Adams hasn't started. I feel bad for Vernon Adams because he gets traded from Hamilton, my team, to Montreal because he's behind Manziel and Masoli. He's got no chance, none, zero of playing behind those two guys. Gets traded to Montreal. Now he's going to have to sit behind Manziel again. You know it's going to happen. It's not happening here, but he's going to be behind Manziel at some point, and the guy is going to be stuck now as a backup once again. And no chance, no shot at being a starter. So I feel bad here for Vernon Adams, but maybe here's his chance maybe to go out and light it up, have a great performance. But I'm staying clearly away from the side in this game because I'll tell you what, for as many questions about all these new faces Montreal's got on offense, Manziel in here, Darius Bowman brought in that other trade with Winnipeg, their offensive line, they're trying to patch together a group that works. They got the 2 linemen from Hamilton in the deal. I got to see it work before I can back Montreal in this game. But I'm not in love with laying a big number here with Edmonton, Gabe. They're only 1-4 against the spread. They've been bad laying big points this season. They've been bad large favorites. They've been penalty stricken. They've had defensive woes. The offense hasn't finished drives in the red zone with touchdowns. We've talked about that a lot. So that's a concern with me laying big points with the Eskimos right now.
Montreal's the play. Montreal's the play, just as they were to play last week, and we cashed them. And we have the lovely Deb Stern in the chat. This is the first time Deb Stern's ever been here.
Oh, really, huh? Deb. Deb's doing a great job, by the way. She works really hard to resolve issues.
Everyone's doing a great job. Yeah. All right, continue, Babetta. Go on. I'm sorry.
Good to see Deborah Stern. Exactly. Really I'm just saying it's good to see Deborah Stern in the chat.
Good job. She's great.
Good. We got to give these people accolades. They don't show up in the chat often enough, so got to mention that. But yeah, I don't argue with taking Montreal here. Plus, I can't do it yet. I got to make sure this group gels together here in their first game. I do kind of like the over because it's 48. It's a low total. Edmonton's still got a very good offense. Montreal still has a very suspect defense. And the Montreal offense with the Adams and Manziel combination tomorrow night, it can't be any worse than the shit they've thrown out there in the first 5 weeks of the season. So the over 48 for a small play is where I'll be going here.
Over 48, you say? Over 48, says Babano.
You're getting the low Montreal total, but their offense can't be any worse than it's been in past weeks. It can only go up, and Edmonton will score some points.
48.
Edmonton's going to score some points too, so I can get over that number. It's a low number.
The Montreal Alouettes, they've only lost one game by more than 12 points. They're actually not the worst team. The Toronto Argonauts are the worst team in the league. The Argonauts are fucking terrible. The Montreal Alouettes defense is actually pretty competitive. They're battling. Their offense has been putrid, but they have talent. They have some talent, and there's a little bit of energy now with the team, knowing that the CFL season's so long, right? The Montreal Alouettes can salvage this still. So they've got a little hope now with Johnny Manziel there. I think Vernon Adams can, play well enough, or at least better than the Stooges that they had. It's tough. I think next week, Babano, is where the Alouettes are the good bet. They're going to beat your Hamilton Tiger Cats next week.
I don't
Johnny
think so.
Manziel will get the start next week. He'll have a full week and a half with practice, and he'll have reps and everything. But so this game's kind of a write-off for the Alouettes, but I'm still leaning with the Alouettes plus the 9. I think next week is the time, though, the Alouettes step up and Johnny beats the team that didn't play him, and then Johnny shows that they fucked up and that he's better than Jeremiah Masoli.
Let's calm down here. Come on. I mean, let's be a little serious right now. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's.
You think he's good, Jeremiah Masoli? Really?
He had okay. Like we're talking about a guy that hasn't taken a snap yet in the CFL game. He's got a great high ceiling. The funny thing is, people are saying Montreal has done this great job to rescue the franchise, rescue the interest in the.
You'll see who the better quarterback is in a year. Like Johnny Manziel is a better quarterback than Masoli is, Babano. I mean, it's fucking comical that they bring in Johnny Manziel and they're like, "Wow, Masoli's just playing too well to fucking." Yeah, I know the guy's playing great, Fleck. Oh, yeah, I know. I don't give a shit that he throws for 300 fucking yards. The guy throws the ball fucking 62 times a game. They can't complete a pass down the field. They can't put the fucking ball in the end zone. He can't read defenses. He throws off his back foot consistently. He's an average fucking quarterback. Any quarterback in that system will put stats up a Beno. He's not like some star quarterback or anything.
My issue with Manziel is he can be obviously a great CFL quarterback. I'm not going to deny that, but we've still got to see what he does first in the first couple of games. And who knows if he's going to be in the CFL for more than a year or two. That's the funny thing. Montreal gives up these 2 players off their roster, 2 first-round picks, and the guy could be gone, and never coming back to the CFL, gone in 2 years. And that's going to be the issue that, it could be this quick little.
Really? So you didn't give up 2 CFL draft picks for Johnny Manziel? What, 2 Canadian stiff offensive linemen or whatever? Like, nobody
gives. It doesn't matter if they're stiff or not, though. You realize the Canadian ratio, right? And the fact you've got to start a certain number of Canadian players. You've got to have Canadian players out there in certain positions. You've got to have depth. If a Canadian player gets injured, you got to replace him with a Canadian. You've got to have depth at those positions with your Canadian talent. So those first-round draft picks to draft quality Canadian talent, it matters a lot.
The Alouettes are like 2-15 in their last or 2-18 in their last 20 games. They don't need to worry about a draft pick in 2 years. They got to worry about fucking selling tickets this week.
They do. That's why I for Montreal, it's worth this risk doing this trade. But we got to calm down with all of a sudden Manziel's going to be phenomenal and better than Masoli or any other quarterback in the CFL. Let's see it first. Let's see him have a couple of plays in a regular season game. The defenses are going to be flying at him.
We don't know. All right, hold on a second. All right, bye-bye, little while. Have a nice night.
What, Lil? Well, let me see what's going on here.
No, we don't know what's going to happen with Manziel. You're right. I don't think Manziel is going to wreck the league right away. I think he'll be a better than average quarterback in the CFL. That was my prediction before. I asked people before the year started in a poll question, what do you think Johnny Manziel will do in the CFL? Superstar? Average, good type thing? Bust. I voted middle. I don't think he's going to be a star, and he's not leaving anywhere. It's not like he's going to be around for at least a couple of years if he plays well. I mean, 6 months, a couple of games, he's not getting back in the NFL. I don't even think, he is an NFL quarterback. He's a CFL quarterback. He has an opportunity to really carve a name for himself right now and have a nice career in the Canadian Football League if he doesn't fuck this up.
And it's fascinating to see how it'll develop, but let's see how he does first. That's all I'm saying. He's got the skill set, in the bare bone skill set. He has that in order to be a great CFL quarterback. He's got the arm strength. He's got the mobility. He's got that ability when it's 2nd and 10 and the pass rush, because it's an obvious pass rush situation in the CFL when it's 2nd and long. He's got that ability to extend plays and break the pocket when it collapses and be able to make a first down with his feet. We know that, definitely. So he's got that ability. It's going to be able, can he make the throws? Can he make those wide out throws, Gabe? You know what those throws I'm talking about, to the other sideline. When it's, way over on the other wide side of the field. Those are going to be the things that test Johnny Manziel down the road. What's also going to test Johnny Manziel, Gabe, is being in the city of Montreal. And you should know this better than anyone.
That'll be all right. Fuck it.
You think he'll be good?
Yeah. They'll be tempting.
To be honest, I love my town of Hamilton here, but we don't have the strip clubs. We don't have the entertainment. We don't have the nightlife Montreal does. That's going to be a test of his temptations, without a doubt, on a nightly basis when he's there.
He'll be all right, but I think he'll probably smoke weed and shit. You know what I mean? But it's a temptation. You can get fucked up anywhere. You know what I mean? If you're an alcoholic, you're a drug addict. You're gonna get fucked up wherever you are. So that's. But
if you're in an addicted state, yes, I agree with that.
But also you could argue when people are in small towns, they get more restless and then they'll do stupider things. But the thing with Johnny Manziel is, without a doubt, he's not ultra fast and he doesn't really have a strong arm, right? So you combine the two. But the thing with Johnny Manziel is he's got incredible football instincts that other people don't have. He was able to do that and win the Heisman Trophy basically by not reading a playbook, by just going out there and playing sandlot football. There's no one in the Canadian Football League who's the Heisman Trophy winner in the CFL. There are none. You know, like he's got a football instinct and a pedigree that's better than everyone else, but a hell of a lot better than Jeremiah Masoli.
Well, we're going to have a chance to see what these two quarterbacks are mano a mano against one another in a week from Friday when the Ticats play the Alouettes. So that'll be a fascinating game. That's a great subplot, great storyline now going into that game. And if Jeremiah Masoli doesn't use that game to put his best foot forward and play at his absolute best, I think we'll all be disappointed here in Hammertown.
June Jones is a shitty coach too.
You know what? I actually was impressed with him last year, but now I'm starting to wonder more and more.
Jerry Glanville, the fact that Jerry Glanville is a defensive coordinator in the CFL is a joke too, bro. Like, it's going to backfire with Bano. As the season goes, they'll start to fall apart. Like, June Jones can't win football games.
He did
had one
last
good year in his fucking career once in fucking Hawaii with Colt Brennan.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know what I mean?
No,
it's like he's been coaching for 26 years and he had one fucking good year. He can't coach. It's like he's running a high school fucking offense, bro. Like everyone knows, okay, good. Dump it off. Good for you, Masoli. Throw it, fuck. You know what I mean? If you throw it deep, it's going to get picked off. He just throws he just tosses it up there. Or they do this dink and dunk shit that everyone knows they're going to do. Like, it's so fucking predictable. Everyone knows their fucking plays. June Jones thinks, It's like, bro, you're not in fucking Texas, at Texas Tech here. It's not working, in my opinion, Babano. You'll see as the season goes on.
Well, last year was a nice little turnaround when he got there. I'll give him credit for that. And they started out this season very solid this year. They had those nice wins back-to-back against Edmonton and Winnipeg. They were 2-1. They could have beat Calgary, maybe even be 3-0, and everyone was getting excited. And then they lose 2 straight to Saskatchewan. The one thing that does concern me about your point about the coaching not being good enough is that 2 weeks in a row against Saskatchewan, coming out of halftime and in the second half, they were just badly outplayed in both the second halves against Saskatchewan. And that speaks to maybe coaching adjustments not being good enough. And maybe teams figuring out your offense in the first half, after the first half, making the adjustments in the second half, and then doing a better job shutting it down in the second half. And I think we saw Saskatchewan do that. The Hamilton offense in the second half of both of those games, in Saskatchewan and then at home against Saskatchewan, was brutal. You could have walked out of that stadium last week after the Beaches performed at halftime, because that was the last good thing to watch in that game last week. After that, it was terrible. The second half was a shit show for the Ticats. So, that's 2 weeks in a row. Their coaching staff has not really looked good coming out of halftime. So I do have concerns there, believe me.
All right, so we'll get to that game in a second. We got the Toronto Argonauts. Toronto Argonauts and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, a rematch from last week. A rematch in which Winnipeg kicked the shit out of the Toronto Argonauts. The Argonauts are worse than the Alouettes. Their offense is putrid. James Franklin's really having problems. It's not really all his fault. I've been to every Argo game, so I've seen him up close, and there's no movement with this guy. He's one of these flat-footed quarterbacks that plays, these college kids that always played in the shotgun. So he snaps the ball, and he doesn't move his feet. It's fucking incredible to watch. Like, now I know why Trestman doesn't like him. So, he drops back to pass and he doesn't adjust to the angle. So he just throws these balls up, and it's fucking like every pass he throws nearly gets picked off. He has a hard time reading shit. He's not terrible, but he's not. The Argos are in fucking trouble. It's not like, there's just something, they're going to flick a switch. They're just kind of fucked right now. And another thing is, they weren't that good last year. They were a 9-9 football team, guys. The CFL is deceptive. It was the same bullshit last year with Ottawa. Ottawa wins the Grey Cup 2 years ago, and last year people think Ottawa's good. They weren't good. They won the Grey Cup. Fuck. There's fucking 9 teams in the league. You got to win 2 games to win the Grey Cup in the playoffs, right? So, you can't. It's not like the Super Bowl or something where they were a dominant team. The Canadian champion is rarely the best team in the league. It's always some shit show, and the fucking 10-8 team wins. And the Argos are never that great. I don't have a lot of confidence in them here to bounce back, to be honest with Bano. I'm done backing the Argos.
This is a tough game. This is a tough game because I know if Winnipeg plays the way they did last week, they'll cover this number. They'll win by 14, 17, 21, maybe even more than that. If the Argos play the way they did last week, they're in some big-time trouble in this football game. That was pathetic last week, and I'm happy because I had Winnipeg. I was big on Winnipeg last week against Toronto. I like the situation. They were coming off that game where they blew it against BC. They were pissed off about it. Matt Nichols said that's not going to happen again. I respect responsibility for throwing 3 interceptions.
What about this week, Babetta? This week,
I don't trust Toronto, even getting this many points. I thought the value was with Winnipeg last week. I don't love laying this many with them this week, but I can't trust the Argos right now. Let's not forget, too, with the Argos, it's not just their offense is struggling, and James Franklin's thing we got to keep in mind, too, and I mentioned this on the CFL show about Franklin. He's learning an offense here with Mark Trestman that's very complicated. Mark Trestman has so much terminology and different things that he does with his offense, and it's not the easiest thing for a quarterback to learn and grasp and really execute at a high level right away. I think we're seeing that right now with James Franklin and the Argos, and he's just looking a little lost, a little head in the clouds.
He's a backup caliber quarterback. He's not a starter. He's sort of one of those tweeters, you know?
And I'll be honest, I'm disappointed by that because I thought for a minute he could be starting quarterback material, but so far 1-2, and the one win was a comeback win against Edmonton, where if Edmonton...
It's not just the wins, Babano. It's him, right? It's, Mark Trestman knows quarterbacks, and right away when he got hurt, Trestman wasn't sold on Franklin. But the thing with Franklin, and he wasn't, he doesn't really like him. Because of he's a good athlete, but he's not really a quarterback. He's a good kid, but there's no zip on the football. I'm telling you, there's a problem. But the Argo offensive line is worse. And it's not really Franklin's fault. Maybe if Franklin played on the Stampeders, he'd look better. It's hard to judge a quarterback when a quarterback's running for his fucking life on every play. And the Argos offensive line's terrible. They got Ricky Ray fucking killed and probably retired. They're going to get fucking Franklin killed. So it's bad. Franklin's shaky, but their O-line is fucking putrid, man. They got real problems on
It's awful. No, I totally agree. I mean, it is awful. I mean, you're right. Ray was just decapitated in that game against Calgary. We were there. It was a scary sight.
Fucking play, man. Fucking Franklin drops back the pass, and as I said, his footwork is bad, but he's screwed. There's no time. You know what I mean?
There's no time.
He comes back, he looks around, and he gets fucking hit, and he's getting hit hard. He's going to get injured too. The Argos are a shit show.
Well, here's the
playing 10.5 points, but
it's the only way I could go.
The Argos hung around here.
It's the only way I could go. The one issue I have is the lack of focus Winnipeg showed in the second half against BC, because this is the same damn situation that they had against BC on the road. They beat the shit out of BC that first week in Winnipeg. They played the very same team the next week. They got out to that big lead, and then they lost focus. They lost their edge. They thought, we're just cruising. We can roll to victory, and then they blow that lead. I'm worried they get bored, Gabe. Do you see what I'm saying? They get bored playing this.
They just beat this team up, right? Exactly.
They did. And are you bored? Do you have that intensity, that focus, that execution at a high level to cover this
more motivated after getting humiliated?
That's the thing. That's always the thing that I worry about in the back of my mind here in this game. But I'll tell you what, from an Argos perspective, we talked about the offense. Franklin struggling. The O-line's terrible. Their running back situation's a mess. James Wilder Jr. and he just got to Toronto. Dexter McCluster both got injured in practice earlier this week, and they may not play in this game.
They can't run the ball because the O-line's so bad. And conversely, the defense is pretty bad too. They can't tackle the Argos. They don't want to tackle. I was sitting I watched them up close last week. Half the guys on the defense don't give a shit. They're standing around. They're not tackling. There's no energy in the huddle on offense or defense. It's just a dead football team right now.
Well, let me tell you. And we talked about that. The running back
is similar to the Alouettes, Babano. Without Anthony Calvillo, they're lost. They were lost. Anthony Calvillo, the quarterback of the Alouettes, was there for 10 years, 12 years, whatever it was. And it was stable. They didn't win every year, but they were stable. And they had a chance to win. And they won, 3 Grey Cups or whatever. But the second Calvillo was gone, if you look, the Alouettes have gone through 20 fucking quarterbacks. They're still searching. It's still a shit show.
Yeah.
We'll see if Manziel's that guy now. It's the same thing with the Argos. They're just not very good without fucking Ricky Ray. It's as simple as that.
Is it going to turn into their turn now for the next 2-3 years to go through a quarterback carousel and quarterback musical chairs until they find something that works and something that sticks? That could be a legit question. But we talked about all the offensive issues, running back injuries, quarterback struggling, bad O-line. How about the defense? Do you see the guys that are out on this Argo defense? Frank Beltre, a very good D lineman in this league, is out. Taylor Reed and Bear Woods, 2 great linebackers, are injured. Johnny Sears and Matt Black in the secondary are injured. So there's
been out all year, so he's never played. So.
And then in the secondary, Sears and Matt Black's actually a very, very good CFL cornerback, and he's been injured the last couple of weeks, and you're seeing teams pick them apart now through the air. So they're going to give up points. I took my shot on the over in this game at 53. I did. Because I think Winnipeg's going to put up another big ton of points. And there's been one over after another with Toronto against Winnipeg. They played 5 straight overs against one another. I think Winnipeg's good to get to 30, 35, maybe even 38 points. You just need Toronto to get 17. Can they do that here? I'm hoping. If they have no running backs, Gabe, they're going to have to throw the football because the 2 running backs could be out and not playing in this game. So they're going to have to throw the football a lot more. So that could lead to some more points. More plays equals more points.
Yeah, I can't argue. Last week it went over the number as well. All right, so your Ottawa Red Blacks and your Hamilton Tiger Cats on Friday night as well. Is this on Friday? Fuck, or is this Saturday?
Saturday, yeah, doubleheader on Saturday. 2 pretty good games too.
Oh, Saturday, well, doubleheader. What? So there's nothing on Friday?
No, Toronto Winnipeg is on Friday. The game we just talked about is Friday Night Football.
Oh, the doubleheader, you mean Calgary and Saskatchewan, you mean?
Yeah, right. That's the second game. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Ottawa, so Ottawa and Hamilton, the Red Blacks are inconsistent, but I actually I like the Red Blacks when I get points with them. I don't trust them at home laying points, but the Red Blacks I trust. I don't really trust them, but when getting points, I don't trust Hamilton laying 5.5. I'll take the underdog here. And this should be a fun football game, at least, technically, right? It should be. Fuck, it seems like these afternoon games in the sun and in the hot, I think the offense will start going up when the weather cools down. I've been in a lot of games this year, and the players are hot as fuck, man. Like the Argos always play on Saturday afternoons, and I'm always right near the field. I see them. They're dying and shit. Like, it's hot as fuck. So I like Ottawa plus the 5.5, and I think it's a higher scoring game. I'll go Ottawa 5.5 in the over.
Yeah, the over I like. I agree with you there. The thing with Ottawa is, and I hope I see this because it's going to be good for anybody that bets the over in this game. Let's do, obviously we've now seen Ottawa's offense enough to know that when they slow it down and they go at the usual, pace and tempo that most teams go, they struggle. Yet last week, if you watch that game against BC, where they came back and won the game late and covered a lot of money line parlays and teasers with that late touchdown, early in the game when Ottawa was driving the ball and scoring and putting the ball in the end zone with touchdowns, they were going fast. They were going no huddle. They were going up tempo. Yeah. They stopped doing that some in the second quarter against BC, and that's when they started to bog down again on offense. Then they picked up the tempo and the pace and the no huddle offense again in the fourth quarter, and they got rolling again. And they moved the ball with ease against BC when they were going fast. So now it's got Rick Campbell, the head coach of this team, and Elizondo, the OC, starting to think, and I've seen the quotes this week, maybe we got to go fast and up tempo and no huddle offense a lot more often during games because we seem comfortable. We seem we're in better rhythm when we go that way. So I think you might see more of a fast pace with Ottawa here in this game when they run their offense because Trevor Harris seems to be firmly comfortable running the offense when they're going a bit faster and snapping the ball with 15 seconds left on the play clock. So I think you're going to see that, a concerted effort from Ottawa to do that. The one thing I'll say about Hamilton's offense, it struggled against Saskatchewan. I'm willing to say Saskatchewan's defense, though, at this stage of the season is pretty damn good. You got a Charleston Hughes and a Willie Jefferson on your defensive front, which is pretty impressive. Ed Gainey's a great cornerback. I think Hamilton's offense is going to perk up here a little bit in this football game. The ghost of Johnny Manziel is gone. It's time for Jeremiah Masoli to settle down now after 2 subpar performances. Relax. You're the number 1 guy now. Nobody's over your shoulder ready to take your job. Go out there. Be confident. You know the offense by now. Execute it. And I think you can because Ottawa's defense is no great shakes to me. So, yes, like this game to go over the total.
I told you guys before the game started, we're on the under 2.5. San Jose Earthquakes, Seattle Sounders at plus money. It's 0-0 at the half. Right. Now, the question is, do we get greedy and bold and try to steal a -1.5 under here, under 1.5? I'm telling you, man, I knew there'd be not a lot of goals in there. San Jose played good defense, but they can't really score. And Seattle don't give up a lot of goals recently. I think the under 1.5 is actually in play. It wouldn't shock me if this game actually went scoreless. No first goal is +350. I don't want to fuck up the 2.5 play that we have here, though. So give me a minute to think about it. All right. And the last game here, Babano, and from what I understand, I see that Duron Carter was actually practicing with the offense this week.
Thank fucking Christ. My goodness. It's about damn
Better
time.
late than never. I mean, I guess fucking Jones is finally – they signed Will Blackman, actually, in the defensive backfield. So they bring Will Blackman in, who's clearly better at playing defensive back because he's a defensive back. So they bring Will Blackman in, who's going to play DB to go along with Gainey. And it looks like Carter. I mean, who fucking knows with Jones? But Duron Carter has been practicing on offense this week. They're getting 6.5 points at home against Calgary. To me, the first thing that jumps out to me is the total feels low at 47. I think we can get there to the over.
I'm not betting any Calgary games under. Or over, I should say. Not with that defense right now. This is the one under I actually like on this week's card, is the under here, 47. I do. Look, Calgary games haven't even sniffed a 47 as and a half so far this season. They have been, this defense has been lights out. They have given up 14 points or less in every game.
Everyone was telling us at the beginning, oh, they lost everyone. They got young kids. They're going to be, they're changed. They're not the same team.
We got to get, you know who's going to be a head coach, and I owe a lot of this to him, because you're right, they had a lot of new faces they had to break in, but they have good depth there, and it's showing right now. You got to give Devon Claybrooks a lot of credit. This guy could be a CFL head coach down the road, much like Dave Dickinson grew from the tree of John Huffnagel and became a head coach. I think Devon Claybrooks is going to grow from the tree of Dave Dickinson and become a head coach down the road. He's done a great job with this Calgary defense, outstanding with all the changes in personnel along the D front. In the secondary, they at least have Singleton back. That guy's one of the best linebackers in the CFL to anchor that group, but he's done a remarkable job. I don't trust Brandon Bridge yet. Okay, he had a great second half last week, but you got to do it now against the best defense you've played this season. Remember, this is still a sketchy offensive line, sketchy in terms of depth at the skill positions. The running game's been sort of hit or miss. I think we're going to see what Brandon Bridge is truly made of against the best defense he's seen so far. But I don't know if Calgary's going to light up the scoreboard here, Gabe. They're going into Saskatchewan, enemy territory, tough environment, raucous crowd, against a Saskatchewan defense that's very good. And it's been excellent the last few games. So I think it's going to stay under. And it's 5-0 to the under. 5 straight meetings have gone under the total, Saskatchewan and Calgary. And none of them have really come close to 47 points. You've had a lot of 25-8, 27-10 kind of games the last 5 meetings between these two teams. So I'm not a big under better, believe me, but this is the one under I really like here.
All right, Beto says under 47, Calgary and Saskatchewan. So you're going over tomorrow night, over 48 in Edmonton and Montreal. You like the over in the Argos Bombers game.
I'll be honest, I also bet Hamilton -4, but I'm not going to tell people to bet him now. 6, that's a shit number when you could have got -4 before. Because the one thing about Hamilton is this is their last home game for a while after the second half clunker last week. Ottawa hasn't won 2 games in a row yet. They've been win-loss, win-loss, win. So, if the pattern continues, they're not winning this football game. And Hamilton's played every game so far against the West Division. This is their first inside the East Division game. It's the weaker division, weaker teams top to bottom. I think all those tough games against the West toughen them up for this game. They'll be ready for a response. But I don't like -6. I mean, I got -4. I don't like it as much at -6. It's gone up.
Hamilton has played against West teams. Not easy. The West always beats these teams, but whatever. Ottawa's played Calgary twice. They played BC too last week, so they played West teams too.
Yeah, they played Montreal and Toronto. Did they play Toronto? No, I don't think so. They played Montreal. That's the one East team they've played inside the division.
Yeah, the West last year is funny. The guy, I was sitting next to an old man at the game. Fucking the guy knew everything about the CFL. He actually told me what it was last year. I think it was 20. It was 29-11 last year. I think.
Yep.
That's what he said. 29-11. The West beat the East, and this year, after the fucking Toronto game, it was 10. It was 10-4. What was the game after at night? Calgary won 11. I think it's 11-4. Tomorrow I'm gonna count this shit up. Actually, I think it's 11-4 though this year till the West beats the East.
Yeah, I think
There's
you're
a
close.
few exceptions, right? The Alouettes beat the Alouettes
Saskatchewan.
beat the Saskatchewan. Toronto beat the Eskimos once.
Hamilton beat Edmonton once. Yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton.
And Winnipeg. Actually, Hamilton beat Edmonton and Winnipeg. So
There you go. So there's the wins, but they're few and far between for the most part. Yeah.
yeah,
All
they
right,
have.
Mano. So before we get you out of here, you want to talk about the MAC conference. Now we're not going to go through each team, team by
way.
team or anything. Oh, there's a home run for Colorado. Colorado Rockies take a 3-2 lead. Not a lead. They just won the game. My bad.
Walk off. Yes.
Game winning. I hate the term walk off. I was just about to say, but never been a fan of the term walk off. But I mean, what's wrong with game winning home run?
I know. Walk off is weird. It doesn't sound like it's something special.
Well, nobody says shoot off, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. Walk off.
You know where walk off came from?
Yeah. Do I know where walk off? I don't think I've heard it, believe it or not, where exactly that emanated. But it's been in baseball for what? Forever.
It's been in baseball since 1988.
Yeah. All right, 30 years.
Dennis Eckersley after the Kirk Gibson home run.
Oh, of course. If there's one thing to honor the walk-off, it's that home run by Kirk Gibson that year. Pumping the fist, yeah.
Somebody asked Dennis Eckersley after what happened with the pitch. He said, I threw it, he hit it, I walked off.
And that's so it's from a quote of Eckersley.
I walked off the field after. That's what happened.
There you go.
Yeah, the Dodgers are creative everything. People don't realize this shit. You know, the Dodgers invented the high five too in sports.
Well, like after the game, everybody's doing that. They're
during the game. No one ever did the high five shit before in sport. Like they now you just take it for granted. Like when people fucking slap the high five, but it was like in fucking 1976 or something, 75, 76 with the Dodgers. And whatever, man. Somebody tried to sort of do like a lame. They used to just sort of fucking they missed basically and they went high. I think it was fucking Dusty Baker and Ken Landreau, I think, actually. But anyways, nevertheless. But yeah, the term walk-off, Dennis Eckersley is the one that created that term.
It looks more like a jog off, to be honest with you, because they're just jogging around, more of a jog than a walk. A walk, you're just, 1 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, 2 foot. There's actually some jogging going on. So it's more of a jog off in terms of what they're actually doing, but not the jack off.
Gerald Martinez knows his shit. What's up, Gerald? Gerald Martinez knows his shit. Exactly. Dusty Baker did the first high five. Like, I'm dead serious. The Dodgers were the first one. And people were like, what the fuck? Like, no one, you know what I mean? Like, then they used to sort of jump and shit. And it looked lame now when you look back at them doing it. It was kind of awkward, but they were the first fucking pro sports team to do high fives, fuck. After home runs and shit, they'd come to the dugout and they'd slap hands. Fucking. Yeah, pretty crazy shit. I love those little the footnotes of baseball history.
And the funny thing is of Dennis Eckersley, who's of course one of the best closers you'll see in the sport for many, many years, and yet he's never going to live down or not be asked about the Kirk Gibson home run he gave up in the playoffs, the Roberto Alomar home run he gave up in the playoffs, those two in particular.
He's part of history there, Babano, but I don't know if you're aware, like Dennis Eckersley was also a multiple all-star starting pitcher for fucking like a decade, right?
Yep.
Like Dennis Eckersley was like one of the first guys to reinvent himself. He was a longtime starter. He had an alcohol drug problem. He sort of hit the skids a bit, and he reinvented himself as a closer. And then he became. But Dennis Eckersley used to throw 3 innings and shit. He didn't come in and get 3 outs. Like Eckersley would fucking pitch the last couple of innings if they would, whatever. And yeah, so yeah, that's Dennis Eckersley. He never gets talked about it. But if you actually look at him, he's probably one of the best pitchers of all time. And you bring up that, Babano, but that's low hanging fruit, right? Yeah, he gave. People that are in big games are going to give up hits. I mean, Dennis Eckersley's also a World Series champion, right? He's also fucking I think he won a Cy Young, and you go on.
Yeah.
He's got, the guy fucking pitched 23 fucking years. He's not really defined by one pitch, right?
That's the thing. And that's the point I'm trying to make. I think people forget the great longevity of his career and being a starter and transitioning his career into a reliever and a bullpen and eventually a closer's role later in his career with Oakland. In the latter years. I mean, I think people forget that. They just like you're facing these teams in the playoffs, Gabe. Look at the teams that are going to be in the playoffs this year, for Christ's sake. The Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox. These are all big time lineups. These aren't little rinky dink lineups. These are 1 through 9. These teams can hit and throw one good hitter at you after another. Deep lineups. Good luck trying to navigate through them. And sometimes we forget that. And here's Eckersley. He's against the Dodgers. The Jays had a great lineup when he faced them in the 90s. It's hard to get through 1 through 9. When you're facing playoff teams that have loaded, stacked lineups. It's just at the end of the day, you're going to give up a run or two, or a big home run, or a big double or triple off the wall, and a run comes to score. It's the way it goes sometimes. Just tip your cap. You're playing good teams and good hitters.
I don't know if I don't think there's ever been anyone that's ever won 20 games and has 45 saves too. Pretty crazy. He's got 20. He's a 20-game winner. 51 saves. 51 was the most. We got a nice run there. 45, 33, 48, 43, 51. A nice run of saves. Fucking incredible numbers. Fuck. 197 wins, but he lost a lot of games too, right? So
yeah, 171 from what I see. Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, that's all right.
He's a fucking badass.
By the way, Oakland still got life. I mean, they got the tying run on base. Yeah, but yeah, he's on Nesson. He's on the Red Sox games. Yeah, works with O'Brien, Dave O'Brien sometimes. Yeah, him and Jerry Remy sort of split the duties now because Jerry's had so many health issues that he's cut back his workload.
He's got to visit his son in prison, fuck too.
Yeah. Come on, Oakland. Tying run on base, down 5-4, top 9 Oakland. They're not out of this thing yet. They pulled a comeback last night. They're trying to again tonight.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer, 6-time All-Star, World Series champion, American League Most Valuable Player, American League Cy Young Award winner, American League Championship Series MVP, 2-time Roll Age Relief Man of the Year, 2-time Major League Baseball save leader, pitched a no-hitter in 1977, number retired by the Athletics, Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame, Major League Baseball all-time team, and Major League Baseball Hall of Famers. Yeah, I'd say his career is a little bit more remembered than for the home run.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to the MAC here quickly. Well, I'll go blast through this.
Give us some winners here about it. Give us a couple of teams, like win totals here. Don't give us the roster and the history of what town they're in and shit. What do you got for us?
Bowling Green, I don't like this team a lot. I can tell you that right now. They were 2-10 last year. I don't think they're much better this year. Who's their quarterback going to be? Jarrett Dagey. I believe he's related to Seth Dagey, who was a quarterback at Texas Tech way back when. I don't trust him. They got a new coordinator on defense, and that defense was terrible last year. I don't think they're going to be much better. That's my bet against team. I'd go under their win total as well. I'm going to go, and I'm not being Homer, and obviously Gabe's first true love in terms of Buffalo sports is the Bills, not the Bulls. But the Buffalo football Bulls, they're going to be a decent little team here in the MAC, and I think they're going to be a sleeper this season, this Buffalo Bulls entry. Leopold's still there as the coach. Tyree Jackson improved last year at the quarterback spot. They bring back a lot on the defensive side of the football. Let's not forget Buffalo was down to their third quarterback last year, Jackson, and then the backup got injured, and they were down to their third-string QB. They're going to be a lot of depth now at quarterback. The defense has 6 starters back. They gave up just 24 points per game. And you look at their losses, Gabe, a lot of close losses last year. I think Miami of O is going to be good. Ohio with our friend from Oakville native, Nathan Rourke, going to be the quarterback there of that Ohio team. They're going to be very good. But Buffalo's the team you're going to get point spread value with because they're a little flying lower under the radar. The Buffalo Bulls this year, they could be that point spread team in the MAC. And I like them over their win total too.
Yeah, the win total's high. The odds makers, you notice these college football totals are bad. They never give you anything. Fuck. You always think that, maybe we can catch them on this team, and they don't really know. It's like, no, they do. Like, what's Buffalo's win total? It's fucking 6.5, isn't it?
It is, yep.
So they're going to win 7 fucking games, right? They're not, I like this Buffalo team a lot, too. Last year, Buffalo, guys, These motherfuckers needed to win 3 games in a row to get to a bowl game, and they did. Fuck, they were 3-6. Fuck, and they did. They got to fucking 6-6, and they didn't get invited to a bowl because they can't sell any tickets. But they got a chip on their shoulder. This team, you're right. I'm high on this Buffalo team. I think they're gonna push the elite in this conference. And when
By the way,
the elite in the conference, Babano, it's the Ohio Bobcats once again. They're right there.
Yep.
And this Northern Illinois team as well. I think Northern Illinois might be ready almost back to stake their claim. They used to be the dominant motherfuckers in this conference, but they've had a lot of injuries and quarterback issues the last couple of years. But I think they're starting to get back on track, this team.
Yeah, Oakland's taking the lead. Yeah, yes. All right, 6-5 A's, a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th. Are you kidding me?
The A's are fucking resilient.
Wow. All right, fantastic. Yeah, getting back to Buffalo here as I calm down. They've given up 29.
Northern Illinois, better. Northern Illinois.
Yeah,
got with Buffalo,
but 6-6, 6 losses, combined 29 points margin of defeat. Those 6 losses, they were close losses. They were in every game. So yeah, I like Buffalo a lot. Northern Illinois is going to be good defense again. That's what we get from Northern Illinois year in and year out. It's about, can they develop the quarterback situation here? That's going to be the big question mark with Northern Illinois going into this season, because that's kind of let them down the last couple of years. That's going to be something you want to watch for. Are they going to get, Brandon Childers, the quarterback? Is he going to grow under Rod Carey here? 6th season now for Carey with this Northern Illinois team. They're going to be good defensively, though. Their win total, Gabe, is 6.5. That's a little surprising to me. I mean, this is usually a team that you can kind of think could get 7 wins or more. They've got that kind of pedigree in years past. I think it's a buy low opportunity for Northern Illinois. I'd also be leaning over that win total.
So I was asking about Toledo.
Holy Toledo.
Toledo should be all right still. They lose their quarterback, but I'm not going to panic over that. We'll see, what it's basically going to come down to what the new kid can do at quarterback, but he's got a lot of weapons around him, actually, still.
I don't like their win total, though. It's 8.
No, it's too high. Like Toledo, they're going to take a step back. They're not winning the conference again or anything like that. They're going to take a step back. But, yeah, I'd say that I'd go under the 8. If you get an 8, I'd go under the 8. I think they're a 7-win team. They're not a 9-win team. Maybe you get the push at 8, but I think they take a step back.
I like the coach, Candle. Jason Candle's already done a good job, but apparently Power 5 conference teams are already knocking on his door, thinking about adding him. You wonder if that's going to be a distraction. And they didn't just lose any average quarterback. Usually when a MAC team, Gabe, loses a quarterback, I say no fucking big deal. They can just replace the guy. But Logan Woodside was a really damn good quarterback for this Toledo team.
Toledo's a system, Babano. He is good. I'm not saying he's not, but Toledo runs a fucking system. They've been the same fucking team for like the last 7-8 years.
Yeah, that's going to be the question mark. They're going to be able to develop that next guy to step up behind him. That's going to be the big question here for this Toledo team. They're still a pretty decent team.
They've got talent. They've got some talent there.
Yeah, they do. I have them.
Each MAC team sort of has like one guy that can play in the NFL. There's not like multiple guys. There's 1 or 2 guys. But, the MAC has decent skill position players. Basically, the MAC is a bunch of Canadian dudes that end up in the CFL. And it's a bunch of fucking other dudes from Big Ten country that couldn't make it in the Big Ten. They didn't get recruited by Michigan. They end up in fucking Central Michigan.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They didn't fucking – the only sort of unique situation there is Northern Illinois, in which Northern Illinois has really bullied itself in here, and they're actually better than Illinois. It's like they do better in recruiting than Illinois. Like they get better players. Like they're actually more respected in this fucking state of Illinois. But, most of it's sort of like the Sun Belt. The Sun Belt's all kids that fucking played high school with SEC kids, right?
Yep.
They're from Arkansas. They're from Louisiana and shit. They didn't get recruited at LSU, so they end up in the Sun Belt. That's the MAC, fuck. And so, look, Corey Davis, you got some star players in the NFL, too, from the MAC. And Antonio Brown's from the MAC. Ben Roethlisberger's from the MAC. Corey Davis, the fifth overall pick of the draft last year
Western
from
Michigan.
the MAC from Western Michigan. Logan Woodside got drafted, or he got signed late or whatever, but he's already an idiot. I think he got busted for drunk driving the other day. So you go down the list, though. Each MAC team does have a fucking skill position player. One guy, too, a team, guys, to keep your eye on in this conference is Miami of Ohio. You know, Miami of Ohio, they've got a nice pedigree and tradition and past history in this program, speaking of Big Ben Roethlisberger. And, you know, they've fallen on hard times over the years. But if you look at what they're building here, it's starting to come together for Chuck Martin. He's got 16 starters back right now. Gus Ragland's a very good quarterback. Gus Ragland, 10-6 as a starter. You know, he was hurt. So when Gus Ragland's there, Miami of Ohio can win. People don't realize this. Miami of Ohio are actually 11-8 straight up in their last 19 football games. You're going to get points often with this Red Hawk team. This Miami of Ohio team is going to sneak up on people. They're going to be a covering machine. Keep your eye on this team, Babano. Miami of Ohio. They're going to compete for the division title and shit. Their division, at least. I'm not saying they're going to win the MAC, but they're going to be in the mix. They're going to be competing all year long.
They got 18 returning starters. Gus Ragland's a good quarterback. If he stays healthy, that's all very good. But they also lost some head scratchers last year. Bowling Green and Kent State, you're not supposed to lose to those teams. And Miami, Ohio did. And actually, they disappointed me a little bit from a point spread perspective last year, Miami of O. So I'm going to have to wait and see on this group. You know, they got a tough schedule. They open up with Marshall's going to be good this year. Cincinnati Bearcats at Minnesota. You know, they got some tricky games right off the hop to begin their season schedule. It's not going to be easy. You've got Ohio. You're at Northern Illinois. You're at Buffalo. You're at Akron. Yeah, these are some very tricky schedule to navigate for this Miami of O team. And that group, they're seniors now. I understand that, but they had some confounding, inexplicable losses last year.
Well, they're a shitty program in battle. It's not unfounding. They're an average football team.
Yeah. Can they take that step potentially? Maybe they're going to
middle of the tier MAC team, and you're shocked they lost to Bowling Green.
But how about Kent State? Come on, Kent State was a train wreck. Was a complete dumpster fire last year. It could barely move the ball and get a couple first downs, let alone put the ball in the end zone. That's the loss that's really bad on this Miami of O team. I hope so. They're experienced, but is it good experience? We talk about it. That was kind of mediocre experience last year. Win total is 6.5.
6.5, huh?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's
a tricky fucking schedule. Very tricky, yeah. It's
like UNLV. I talked about UNLV today with Mark Lawrence. Man, UNLV fucking season win totals used to be 2.5 and 3 and shit. It's fucking 6 this year. Like I said, like they're really stingy this year with the win totals in college football, man. Like there's a lot of teams that you think, these guys are going to be sneaking in and flying under the radar. We'll get them at 5.5 or something because they'll go bowling. And nope, they're not giving it to you. Fuck. Like UNLV 6, you're playing for a push. Fuck. You know what I mean? If I'm betting UNLV is going to have a winning fucking record at 7-5, you got to be giving me plus money.
Yeah.
UNLV have had one winning record in fucking the last 22 fucking years, guys. Right? So, like, you know, you set the total at 6. They're really making it difficult.
It's a tricky total. It really is. And Miami of O, I remember being really, really pumped up about this football team going into last season, and they did not live up to expectations. Let me take a look. What was their point spread record last year? I know it wasn't great. 3-9. 3-9 against the spread last year. They're a money burner. There you go. No wonder I was pissed off at them.
Yeah, no, but last year's last year, right? I mean, fucking each year. We're not betting what happened last year. Fucking this game's still scoreless, guys. The 2.5 is going to hit. Well, it should. And I told you at the half, it's probably not going to be a fucking goal in this fucking game. And now the end game's already down. The 1.5 is minus 300. No goal in the game is plus 162. Fuck me, man.
Oh,
and there's a goal. Seattle just scored.
Seattle just scored. All right. Well, Seattle Sounders and San Jose, right?
The 61st minute, just as I tune in.
See,
I said to me, no goal. Boom, goal. 1-0 right now. Let's see what they spit out here. Fuck. It looks like the new in game is only 1.5. I was hoping to put a 2.5, but no.
I actually did bet one soccer game. I bet this AC Milan Man United over 2.5. Someone told me that's a good play, so I bet it. 1-1 at halftime, it looks like. It's a friendly, I think. Milan and Man United.
1-1.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is this game being played? Fucking late. It's not in Europe.
That same person told me to bet this Dortmund Benfica game over, and it won easily. So he's on to something.
I'd go under 3.5 here now.
What, Milan and
1.5. Yeah, Man U's not really scoring on this tour here. Fucking the other day they couldn't score against San Jose. Like they don't really seem to be trying to score, to be honest.
Well, let's hope for 2-1. I win and you win. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here on under 3.5. Under 3.5.
Yep.
AC Milan, Manchester United. Under 3.5.
Yeah, it's one of you got to be careful with these. I think they're just exhibition games. They're friendlies, but
they're exhibitions.
Yeah. See, I do know that the Premier League and all those leagues in Europe start in August, so I knew it had to be exhibition right now.
You know what a win total actually I do like in the fucking MAC is Central Michigan. What is it? It's fucking low. That's the one that's low. What do you see in front of you? Is it 5?
Let me bring that up here.
5.5, 5.
Michigan. Let me take a look. Central Michigan. Where are we here? I've got every single thing on my laptop here. Let me see.
Let me load it up too, so I don't keep asking you.
There we go. 4.5. Yeah, 4.5.
4.5. Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was low. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, dude, it's too low. It's too low. And listen, I know they're rebuilding. I follow this program very closely, and they lose my boy Shane Morris from Michigan, who was a godsend for them to get that type of talent there. But dude, it's too fucking low, man. This is their wins in the last years here. 7 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 7 wins, 6 wins, 8 wins. All right, so last year they were better, whatever. They were 8-5. They had fucking Shane Morris, who's a Big Ten caliber quarterback. All right, fine. They take a step back. They have a sophomore stepping in right now. I don't see why this team doesn't win 6 football games. Their coach is fucking awesome. They got a great fucking coach.
Oh, you're a big John Bonamego fan, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who isn't? He's contagious. He's just one of those guys. The guy beat cancer, right? So he's one of those. He's raw. Nothing we can't achieve. And listen, I'm not asking him to do much, Babano. I knew it was low. I thought it was 5 off the top of my head, but so you're seeing 4.5. Yeah. Like maybe they regress. But they're still winning fucking 5 games. I think they're a 6-win football team. Maybe the surprise that it wins 7, but I think they're a 6-win team. I'll say 6-6 for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their schedule at Kentucky, Kansas.
That's a loss.
Kansas at home, and that's at home.
Kansas is a win, but the Kentucky game they're going to lose. But they also went into fucking Stillwater and beat Oklahoma State a couple of years ago. Everyone bitches about that last play. Whatever. Fuck you, Oklahoma State. You put yourself in that position. You never know. I mean, they are scrappy, plus the points. They'll beat Kansas, but I think they lose to Kentucky.
Yeah, that's the one that's going to be tricky for me to see them winning. At Michigan State, not winning that. The good news is some of these tough teams, they're at home. Buffalo at home. That's a good thing. One of the tougher teams they play. Ball State, I don't trust Ball State. Western Michigan's going to be middle of the pack. At Akron will be tough. At Eastern Michigan, kind of winnable there. Bowling Green at home, they should absolutely win that. At Toledo at the end of the season is going to be tough. I could see 5 wins out of that schedule. The defense is going to be good, actually, for Central Michigan. They bring back a good majority of that group that was on defense last year. So even though they're bringing in this new quarterback, Polian, for Central Michigan is his name, and Shane Morris was a good quarterback for them. Don't get me wrong, but I think we're putting a little too much stock in this win total and Shane Morris being gone. Just a little too much.
Yeah, open up in Kentucky. That's a loss. They'll beat Kansas. Kansas will battle them, but Central Michigan will get out of there. Like they should.
Yeah.
They should. Kansas is thinking, fuck, we should be able to win this game, but they won't. Central Michigan can beat these guys. They're going to have to for the win total. They'll lose at Northern Illinois. They'll beat Maine. They'll lose at Michigan State. So that's 2 wins. All right. Then they get Buffalo, Ball State, and Western Michigan. 3 weeks in a row at home. they can steal. If they can steal 2 of them, I'm at 4. And then I just got to get 1 out of fucking at Akron, at Eastern Michigan. Boom, Bowling Green's the winner right there. At Toledo, they're going to get to 6. They're, you can't look at the chips on paper. They play above their weight. They punch above their weight. They're like a fighter that is the saying. What's up, Donnie Rightside? They punch above their weight. That's the saying I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely that's definitely something they've been able to do, is they've been able to step up in class. Well, remember the Oklahoma State game that they played just recently, and we know how that one ended. Don't remind people in Stillwater how that one ended, though. They were pretty pissed off, but that's the way it goes.
Nathan Rudolph's a fucking idiot.
Yep.
No. Yeah, that's right, Donnie. Everyone's stepping up and in here tonight. We had Deborah Stern.
Zach was in the chat.
I don't want you laid on thick for Donnie Rightside here now.
Oh yeah, Donnie Rightside, great guy. He's his tremendous job on the round table is as good as it gets in the NFL. We're giving everybody compliments. So yeah, he's crushed the NFL the last 2 years. I can't think of anybody that's had 2 better seasons back to back. And I'm being serious. I'm not BSing now than Donnie. That's the God's honest truth. He's done amazing work in the NFL the last 2 seasons. So good things to say about our man DRS there in Philly.
All right. So yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you next month, Donnie. Me and Donnie on the same panel. They say the best for last, Donnie. We're the main event, buddy. I don't know, though. I don't know if they say the best for last or they buried us at the end. Because it's sort of like when you're in the music business. You know what I mean? Like the last Homicide we played, we headlined all these shitty bars and shit. And it was like, well, yeah, we're the headliner. It's like, yeah, we're the headliner. We're playing this shithole at fucking 2 a.m. now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not good to be the headliner. Fucking... people think of the old days. Oh, exactly, Donnie. Fuck. I'm counting on you filling the fucking room up, Donnie. It's gonna be fucking Sunday morning. It's gonna be fucking Sunday morning in Vegas, but no, people will be there. We got Kelly fucking in Vegas.
That's right.
The guys.
I want to quickly hit Conference USA, but we're going to do this quickly. I don't want to be here all night. We don't want to.
What do you mean you want to hit Conference USA?
Just quickly, because I don't want to spend too much. It's a smaller conference, but I'll say this: UAB and Marshall. I'll just leave it at that. They're my bet-on teams in this conference. UAB Blazers. We know what they did last year. Bill Clark took that thing over, entering back into FBS again. What they were able to do was magnificent. To get to that point and have that kind of season in that very first year. I think they're going to improve on that. AJ Erdely, the quarterback, is going to be back for them. Defense will be solid. I think UAB's going to be very good and a factor in the CUSA, and Marshall as well. I think Doc Holliday, defense is going to be very good again. I think offensively they're going to take a step back. I know they're going to have to replace the quarterback Litton there, who's gone. I think they can do that. The defense, I want defense, Gabe, in a conference like CUSA where there's very little defense. The teams that can actually play good defense are the ones I'm interested in. UAB can, Marshall can. Watch out for those 2 teams.
Bob Bano. So you're going to the football game this week, I guess, again, right?
Football game. Saturday, yeah, it's a Ticat home game. Saturday, it's a great weekend for me. I got the Ticat game. We're going back to watch the UFC fight card in Calgary after that, which is that's as good a TV card as you'll see from a free TV fight night perspective. You can't get a better card than that one. I think Saturday night. It's a great card for Calgary, and they screwed Calgary the last time UFC was there. So props that they're making a wrong into a right by giving them a good card this time. And then Sunday night, I'm seeing the Wu Tang in Kitchener. I can't wait for that. I've been waiting my entire life to see the Wu-Tang Clan live in concert. This will be the last chance. It's their 25th anniversary tour. They will be performing their debut album, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, from front to back at this concert. It is going to be a thing of beauty. It is going to be a magnificent moment in my life, quite honestly. I can't wait.
What are you going to sing some Wu-Tang for us here?
I guess now that I mentioned it, I kind of have to, yeah. I'm trying to think, which song should I do here? I got to do a little METHOD, man, maybe just quickly. Just a brief little bar here. Hey, you, get off my cloud. You don't know me and you don't know my style. Who be getting down when they come to a jam? Here I am, the Method Man. Patty cake, hey, the Method Man. Don't eat Skippy, Jif, or Peter Pan. Peanut butter, cause I'm not butter. In fact, I'll snap back like a rubber band. I'll be Sam I am. And I don't eat green eggs and ham. Style will hit you, wham, the goddamn. They'll be like, oh shit, that's the jam. There you go, a little Method Man.
There it is from Babano.
I am supposed to reserve that for live appearances of mine and Patreon, but I gave you a little taste tonight, so hope you enjoyed it.
Good stuff, Babano. So, yeah, see, look, Andy, you got fans here.
There we go. Yeah,
Andy in Montreal is like, oh, I like Babano now. I love Babano now. HTC says he wonders about him, but I'm going to tell you, like, I would never, like, as a betting man, I would never guess that you would know all these rap words and shit. So you can't judge a book by its cover.
That's true. I mean, you look at me, you're like, what the hell does this guy know about rap and hip hop music? I mean, you just look at my face and my little frail body and you think, how the hell does this guy know anything about being a gangster?
Well, I didn't say you know anything about being a gangster.
I don't. Believe me.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I said you know rap lyrics. There's a difference about
right. Exactly. We've got to separate that gangsta, being a gangsta, being able to, have a couple of verses of rap, being able to recite.
These guys tell you things you guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but I've actually met Method Man. I've smoked weed with Method Man. And if you offer me fucking $100,000 right now, I would not be able to fucking sing you a fucking song. Like the era that I met him in. If I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah. But
I'll be honest.
That's a cool dude in real life, though. He's a nice guy.
These are not dopes either. Method Man is very got some brains behind him. Jizza is one of the smartest rap artists you'll ever see. He's got a Netflix special, Jizza, the genius, and he's talking about science and future science things that are going to lead to a cleaner air, better environment, better life, better world to basically be better in that regard. And he's very educated, Jizza. Believe me, he's been and he's got a Netflix special talking science. So there you go. These guys are smart. They're great artists and they're smart, and it shows in their lyrics. Like their lyrics are a bit of everything. They've got, the Wu-Tang swords. They got this combative style like Kung Fu. They put that in their lyrics. They talk about different things like the pack mentality, which the Wu-Tang Clan has based their, group on, culture things, all in their lyrics with every song. It's fast. It's been an amazing run that they've had, and 25th anniversary tour, and being able to see it Sunday is going to be a lot of fun.
Good stuff. You got a busy weekend this weekend.
Yes, it is. A very busy weekend.
Concerts.
I know. Oh, it's going to be fun. Hopefully I'm still alive on Monday.
It should be all right. Just don't get into a gangbang fest in the parking lot. Should be all right.
No, it should be fine. You know what? A friend of mine was actually seeing, and I wasn't with him, but he went to Cool House in Toronto. Most people know where that is. Method Man and Redman did a concert there years ago. Just the two of them. It wasn't the whole Wu-Tang Clan. They said there were like a 70-30% ratio more whites than blacks. That's the funny thing about it.
It just sounds so. There's the Babano awkward comment of the night on the way out.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I don't know, Babano. It doesn't sound like. I just try to word it differently than whites and blacks.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, there's whites and blacks. Like,
well, I remember when that came up, months and months ago, and the Caucasian word came up, and nobody liked that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
No, it's a great venue. It's actually an outdoor concert venue in Kitchener is where it's going to be, and it'll be a lot of fun, like band shell type thing.
Yeah, you like that, Donnie? I know. Fucking. All right, Babano, here's a question for you on the way out. Are you the top 33 players? What's the percentage of white and African American players? Top 33 scorers in NFL history.
Top 33 scorers in NFL history.
The top 33 scores in NFL history. What's the ratio between white guys and black guys? What's the percentage? There's 33 players in the top 33 scores in NFL history. How many of them are white? How many of them are black? Like out of the top 33 scores in NFL history?
A percentage on it, I'd say 60-40 black. Am I close? Or am I totally off?
You're way off. 100% white.
All right, there you go.
100% white. The first 33
It's all
top
fucking
scores in
quarterbacks. That's
NFL
why.
history are all white guys.
Jesus.
They're kickers.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. Now that explains it, right?
They're kickers. 33 kickers. Yeah, they're kickers. That's why.
It's one of those
Kickers are always the
questions,
leading
yeah.
score, right? All the extra points, field goals, it adds up.
Right,
It's a quick question, Babano.
That's exactly right. And I got tricked. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Kickers. All
Now
right.
listen,
Exceptional.
I guarantee motherfucking to you. I guarantee motherfucking to you that the top 33 scores in NBA history are not all white.
No. That's a pretty safe assumption. Pretty safe guess.
That's
Very
not
safe.
like you should try to like double freak someone out, like because they'll be freaked out by that and they'll be like, "Oh, is it NBA too?" Yeah, that's pretty much the that one caught me off guard as well when I saw Babano.
Yep.
When I saw the stat, I was like, the top 33 scores in NFL history are white. I'm like, it's a pretty bizarre stat. And I'm like, what? Then I realized, I'm like, fuck, they're all kickers. That's why.
All right, NFC South Division, NFL. I forgot we were going to mention that briefly. Who do you think is the best chance to win that division? Just quickly before we sign off. Atlanta, New Orleans, Tampa, Carolina. Who are you highest on going into this season?
NFC South?
NFC South. It can't be Tampa, not Dirk Cutter and your boy Todd Monken.
You know what?
Coordinator.
I can't believe I'm going to do this again, but I'm going with my boy. I'm going with my boy Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers. Listen, I'll tell you right now, the Saints are going to be the trendy team. They already are the trendy team, as you mentioned. Fuck the Buccaneers. Dirk Cutter's an idiot. Tom Monken's an idiot. Jameis Winston's an idiot. They're idiots, all right?
And they got Patrick starting the season now for them, yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, dude, fucking is Ryan Fitzpatrick a downgrade to Jameis Winston? No, he's probably better than Jameis Winston. So I don't even know if it's a downgrade, but they're still shit. So let's say Tampa's eliminate them. The Saints, everyone's, the Saints this, the Saints that. I get it. I think the Falcons are regressing a little bit. And I think the Panthers, fuck. And it's weird because just last night we were saying you never know what to expect from the Panthers. But last year it almost felt negative around the Carolina Panthers, and they were an 11-5 football team. They were in that playoff game against the Saints. Right? Now they've got a little bit more weapons. Samuel's a year older. They brought some guys in. And what I'm looking forward to is McCaffrey breaking loose this year. I talked about it yesterday on the radio show. Ron Rivera said the other day that Christian McCaffrey's going to get 200 fucking carries as a running back. Last year he had 117 carries and 80 receptions. So he had a lot of touches, but he's bulked up. He's stronger. I think McCaffrey's ready for a big breakout year. And I think Carolina is a dangerous football team. But like we said last night or yesterday, whatever, that they only go as far as Cam Newton takes them. And Cam Newton could be a head case. You've got the Superman Cam and you've got the towel over the head Cam. I want to see the Superman Cam. I don't want to see the pouting towel over the head Cam. And, he's a grown man. And if he hasn't changed yet, he probably isn't going to. That's my only concern with this team. But I tell you what, I think this Panther team, if I had to pick one team in the division, I'm saying the Panthers. Who are you saying?
I'm saying the Saints. I really like New Orleans and what they're doing. I like that the defense really took a step forward. I don't have anything with Carolina. I think Carolina is a good choice. I probably would have them actually battling for second in the division. I think really you can make a case for Saints, Falcons, and Panthers, but I'm going to say Saints above all else. I think, Drew Brees can still play. He's shown that. I love the tandem of Ingram and Kamara. We saw what they did last year at the running back spot. They were phenomenal. You keep those guys healthy. They're able to run the ball. It became more of a run-oriented offense last year in New Orleans, which is hard to believe under Sean Payton, but it did. The defense was a lot better last year for the Saints. Marshawn Lattimore, tremendous cornerback. Secondary was picked apart. They finally found a guy that can lock down a pass offense in him. That defensive line, I think, is going to be improved as well this year. They really worked on that, as well as linebacker as well. They looked into that at the draft as well. So New Orleans, to me, is that team that I think could be a really big force in the NFC South. I know Kyle Hamburg, our boy in Atlanta, likes, he sticks up for his Falcons, Gabe, like nobody else, and I understand why. But I saw a big decline in the offense last year in terms of finishing drives, and I'm going to hold it at responsible Steve Sarkisian for it. I'm not liking this guy as an OC still. I got to see it. I know they're going to have weapons still. They've got a ton of weapons, no question. Matt Ryan is a good quarterback, but I didn't like the way it was schemed and the plays that were called at certain times in games. So I'm not quite as big on Atlanta. New Orleans is my team, and I don't necessarily argue with Carolina. Carolina is a good second choice for me in that division.
Yeah, and you look at Carolina, and as Donnie's saying, it's a good analogy. It's like a switch. They're like a street team in which they got some guys with sharp elbows, Donnie. You know what I mean? So Devin Funchess, whatever. He is what he is. Torrey Smith, also frustrating. But at least they're veterans. Torrey Smith can go deep. Cam can get him once a game. Funchess is a veteran now. Curtis Samuel he was really, really young, man. Yeah, it's rare. He was 20 years old or something, right? He was the youngest kid in the NFL. So people that give up on Curtis Samuel, don't do it yet, guys. This kid is years away type shit. Yet he's a good athlete. They bring in DJ Moore, who people think might be the best wide receiver, the kid out of Maryland. He's right out of the gate. You'll see. He'll have a connection with Cam Newton.
Yep.
They bring in CJ Anderson. I like the 1-2 punch. They did lose. They lost some linemen here. It's a little bit of a concern. Luke Kuechly's healthy once again. Carolina over the last couple of years, they've sort of been an aging football team. But, you sort of see now that it's all right, they've got a little bit of youth getting mixed in here. McCaffrey's a skill position player, youth. DJ Moore is going to be their star wide receiver for the next, 3 to 5 years, whatever, youth. Curtis Samuel's fucking 21 years old, youth. Greg Olson's a little old, but the guy can still play. To me, they're a 10, 11 win football team. They'll battle with the Saints.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's Carolina, New Orleans. I don't want to with a quarterback and an offense with as many weapons as Atlanta has. I don't want to totally dismiss them, but I've got issues with Atlanta. I honestly think Carolina and New Orleans have a better chance to win that division than Atlanta. That's just the way I feel going into this season. Maybe things change, but I've got New Orleans 1, Carolina 2, Atlanta 3. And I've got Tampa Bay. Forget it. I can't have confidence and faith in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, not with that coaching staff, not with that OC, not with a quarterback situation that's up in the air with Winston suspended, with a guy I don't trust behind him and Patrick. So yeah, Tampa Bay is unfortunately the odd man looking out in this division.
Yeah, I look forward to talking NFL football. I'm getting fired up. We talk a lot of college, but
hey, guess what? It's a week and a day away. It's next Thursday.
Yeah, next
Thursday. Hall of Fame game, Ravens and Bears. Let's get it going here.
Who keeps scoring? What do you got there, Urbana?
Yeah, we've got something scoring in the back. Oh, the Angels. Yes.
I was
9-2.
Because I got a soccer game, but no, yeah. I think
it's in my headset. I can hear the Bet365 sound going off on the live betting. Yeah.
I hear it through the end. Yeah, they're up there. It's 9-2.
It's live cheering, yeah.
Carolina Panthers win total is 8.5. I like that over. Panthers win total 8.5, minus 135 though. Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons win total 9.5, too high. I'm not saying they can't win 10 games, but I think Carolina's better than they are. Atlanta's good. I'm not going to discount them. And I was high on the Falcons the last couple of years, but they're going to regress.
Yeah, Donnie makes a good point.
It's not helping them out here. This could end ugly too.
Yeah, Donnie in the chat says Tampa has improved their defense. That's true. They have, but at the offensive end is going to be the question mark. I mean, unfortunately,
I don't have the problem, Urbana, with Winston being out. I really don't. And listen, no one's seen Ryan Fitzpatrick play as much as I have. But
He's capable.
More
He's at least
reliable
capable.
than Jameis Winston. Yeah. He's going to throw picks, but he'll also make better reads. He's been around. So it's not like, there's a massive drop-off without Jameis Winston. We talked about it last night, guys, if you weren't here for this. Jameis Winston, guys, in his entire career has been fucking favored 12 times in his life only, all right?
Yep.
So 3 years in the NFL, 3 years as a starter, he's been favored 12 fucking times only.
Yep.
He's won 3 times. In Jameis Winston's entire career, he is covered 3 times as a favorite. So what are you missing? What are we losing here? Fuck, right? You know what I mean? So my deal is I think Dirk Cutter's a bad coach. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't trust him. I think he's an idiot. And I think Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, is an idiot. And I don't think the players respect them. I think it's a bad locker room, the culture. I don't, you know what I mean? Their leader, Jameis Winston's a clown. I don't know, now they got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's serviceable, but, Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't going to inspire motivation in everybody else. 6.5 is a low number for these guys at plus 100. I'll give it that, but I just don't trust them. But that's a low number, 6.5.
And as Donnie's mentioning in the chat right now, and look at the schedule to begin the season for the Bucs: at New Orleans, Philly, Pittsburgh at home. I know those last 2 are at home, but still, you're facing 3 very good football teams right off the hop to begin the season. That's a little bit of a problem here right now. So,
Mikey? Winston wants to win. Cam doesn't care. Are you crazy, dude? What are you watching? Cam Newton's an MVP. Cam Newton, like Jameis Winston, is a less than average quarterback.
The thing with Cam is he will get frustrated. He will get flustered and upset and visibly frustrated when he's not playing well or when the team's not playing well. He will show that. But I don't think that's a lack of desire to win. That's wanting to win. Maybe he should channel it better, but he wants to win. He is a competitive guy, Cam Newton. I don't think that's much of a argument, is it?
Ultra competitive. He's irrational. He's fucking immature about it sometimes.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like when he acts
doesn't
like
handle
an
it
idiot
the best
after,
way he should. Yeah.
Like when he acts like an idiot after, he's not doing it because he doesn't care. He's doing it because he's frustrated. It just comes out weird, right?
Yeah.
Now Cam Newton hates to lose. Fuck. He's he fucking hates it. Like he's just a sore loser. That's what it comes down to. He doesn't handle that shit well. That's when he goes into towel cam and fuck the world. You know what I mean? And he's grumpy and you know what I mean? But when he's winning, hey, he's got a smile like Magic Johnson and he's the nicest guy in the world. He's just one of these guys like a kid that's never learned to lose. You know what I'm saying? He's still a big kid, Cam Newton. Jameis Winston is just an idiot. Like Jameis Winston's going to be out of the NFL in a fucking year or two. Cam Newton's one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. He's just inconsistent.
Yeah. They're going to have to hope the linebacker. Luke Kuechly's great, though, in that Carolina defense. They brought in, I know, what's his name from Atlanta, Datari Poe at nose tackle, because he's replacing a guy that's now with your Buffalo Bills, right, Gabe? Star Lotulelei. There we go. I nailed the pronunciation there. Yeah, he's with the Bills now. He's got
the judge pronunciations are better. You get a free pass for me on it.
There you go. I like Star Lotulelei. That's exactly how you say it. But that's
for me.
Yeah. But
it's incredibly frustrating. Cam Newton didn't jump on that football. I can't dispute that. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you right now. Jameis Winston will never play in the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston will never be the most valuable player in the NFL. I don't think that's even debatable.
And some quarterbacks have great college careers and can't duplicate that success in the NFL. I'm not saying Jameis for sure, that's him, but it's leaning that way right now. It's leaning that way pretty damn heavily right now.
If you look at Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota, and that was a debate, right, coming in, right? So they're always going to be linked together, 1-2. And if you look at Jameis Winston and you watch him play in his rookie season in like week 6 or something like that, all right, just randomly, if you took the tape, and then just randomly take tape from last year with Jameis Winston, you will not be able to tell what is the difference. Like Jameis Winston came into the league and he was pretty good. He wasn't great, but he was pretty good. Jameis Winston has never gotten better. Like, he's never improved. Like, he's not good in the clutch. He fades in the fourth quarter. Like, he's bad. He's not in shape. You go down the list. He's never improved. He's an alcoholic. Like, you know what I mean? He's grabbing chicks and Ubers. Like, you can go on and on. He's never improved his game. And he's stuck. And he's stuck physically. He's stuck mentally. He is who he is. And, you know, Florida State, they win all the time. Fuck. The Florida State was 11-1 with EJ Manuel, for fuck's sakes. So he's stuck. Marcus Mariota, on the other hand, is very similar. Mariota really hasn't gotten better. It was almost like, oh, good. Mariota's not a bust when he's a rookie. All right, he's not a bust. Good. You know, when they draft him. And then it was like, fuck, he's frustrating, man. He doesn't read these fucking defenses. He's not getting better. And then again last year, same shit. It's like, bro, you got to start reading this shit. We've drafted a stud of plethora of wide receivers for you. You got to start getting this. And at least Mariota's not going to grab an Uber driver. Mariota's never drank alcohol in his life. He's got his head on straight. But Mariota's got to take it up to the next step too. Like, both these guys are at crossroads. And Winston's crossroad was his car is stalled on the side of the road. Mariota's still driving, but it's at some point, Marcus, you're going to have to pick up the pace. You're going to have to put the pedal to the metal a bit. And I'm expecting, you know, we'll find out a lot about Marcus Mariota. If Marcus Mariota is the same quarterback this year as he was last year, then that's just who he fucking is, all right? Then he's just basically a fucking Hawaiian version of Tyrod Taylor, essentially, because that's who he fucking is, all right? Like, Marcus Mariota needs to take it up to the next fucking level. I've given up on Winston. He's like a kid that you give up on. It's over for him. Fuck. But Marcus Mariota has got a good head. He's well-conditioned. He wants to win. He wants to succeed. He's a good kid. He's a good, you know what I mean? His teammates like him. He doesn't let anyone down. But he's got to get better. Both of them have fucking hit the wall a little bit. Mariota's got to take it to the next level now.
I think he's going to. I'm sort of giving up on Winston. Like, you look, Winston's thrown 44 interceptions in 45 starts. Okay, that's too many. That's almost an interception per game. Okay, that's not good. You know, again, that goes back to your point about him not being able to read defenses properly. He's almost averaging 1 pick per game. It's too many. He's had too many bad decisions. I've got the door open for Mariota to get better. He did win that game at Kansas City. We were in Vancouver. Remember, we watched that game in Vancouver, Morency. Tennessee and Kansas City. Titans came back, won that football game.
Yeah, they won that fucking game because fucking Kelsey got hurt. But you're right.
But Mariota had a very good second half on the road.
You're right.
And he did that with a completely fucking inept offensive coaching staff. Malarkey was horrible. Terry Robisky, I harped on this guy more than anybody last year, how bad he was. He was coordinating that Tennessee offense like it was 1986, not 2018. Now you've got fresh thinkers there. They brought in this LaFleur guy who was on Sean McVay's coaching staff last year on the LA Rams. He's going to be the OC now under Vrabel, the new head coach for Tennessee.
They got open things up. You're right. They didn't have the right coaching.
Watch that coaching be better.
Talent that they had. You're right.
Better coach, better offensive preparation.
I about Carolina too. Norv Turner's the new offensive coordinator with the Panthers. So
yeah, I'm
pretty intrigued. We all know Norv Turner kills it with tight ends. Greg Olsen, Cam Newton this year, and the Norv Turner offense. Keep your eye on that, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Turner's a good. You don't want Norv Turner as a head coach, but you want him as a coordinator for sure. He's been good. He's been good in the coordinator role, just not in the head coach role. That's been his MO all his career.
Good shit, money tag. Sorry, but good shit, money tag. I grabbed it under 1.5 too. Well, all right. So we hit that. We hit the under 2.5. We hit the 1.5. Can we get on a roll here? And remember, I got the under 3.5 in AC Milan and Manchester United, and
still 1-1.
Still 1-1 going into the 64th minute. Right.
I know. I'm waiting for this third goal to cash my over 2.5. I'm wondering if it's going to come now.
Yeah, there's still time. You still got 25 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. For the record, the over's minus 175 now.
Yeah, it's still in a good position.
Like, the odds are on your side.
Yeah, well, I've seen scoreless second halves before.
I'm trying to make you feel better.
Way too many. Yeah, exactly. No, you're looking okay right now. That's a good bet. Under 3.5 so far.
Hopefully for the record, under 3.5 is now minus 350.
Mm-hmm. It's a good number, yeah.
You know what? I got to be honest. My in-game soccer has been fucking brutal all week, including earlier today. I just keep fucking up. and I keep scratching back and fucking up. But I hit some. That was a nice call. It was a nice call hitting the under 2.5 at plus money. You know, it was plus 107, plus 110 in the Sounders game, 2.5. Then I hit the in-game 1.5. Now I'm trying to hit this under 3.5, get on a little roll, and keep it rolling here. Now I can just give it away with the CFL tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll be the first one to admit, prior to last week was a great CFL week for me, but prior to that, it was very up and down, and more down than up. So I needed last week, and I had a good week. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come CFL-wise this week.
All right, Babano, always a pleasure. We'll speak on Friday on the radio, and we'll see you in Las Vegas.
All right, Gabe. Always fun with you on a Wednesday night, and all the viewers tuning in as always. Thanks again. Talk to you next week right here on the SBR Late Night Anger Management class.
There's Babano. I'm sure he'll be in the chat with you in a second. Babano. Still 1-1 in the soccer game. The question is, do we get really ballsy now, like we did in the last game, and go under 2.5 in this game? Do we go under 2.5? Yeah, why not? Fuck. Under 2.5. AC Milan, Manchester United. They're in the 66th minute right now. Under 2.5. And as I say this, AC Milan gets a corner kick. Been a lot of corner kicks, actually. That's the 10th corner kick. And in the 66th minute, live in-game two-way corners is now 12.5. Ooh, fucking they're at 10, really. Huh? All right, small play. Small play on over 12.5 corners. They're at 10 right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a quick corner here. There's a corner kick, but I like when you get that double. You know, you get a corner and then another corner. No, not this time. But AC Milan retains possession. Back in the box. Dangerous situation. Shit. I thought we just got a corner, but it's a goal kick. But it's all right. I'm on the unders here. Yeah, I'm going under 2.5 here. Fuck. I don't think anyone's going to score here. I'll take my chance. Race to 9 corners. Yeah, I hate that race shit. They're already at 7. So what's the oh, here comes Man U. Oh, big save.
First touch by Sanchez. Good you struck it though, John. Takes what you said was absolutely right. Good first touch. Was there a chance for him to strike? Maybe because it's on his left-hand side, not quite as confident there. Then he obviously delays and finds Mata. Mata's attempt was a tame one. Save.
Yeah, it wasn't the best shot, but it was still a nice save. All right. We're not going on all night here, so I'm sure you guys heard briefly about Kevin Durant, man. This guy just can't stay out of feuds, right? So Kevin Durant goes on the CJ McCollum podcast and is kind of a dick with him. But I think personally, we're going to play it for you and let it play itself out here so you can judge for yourself, all right? So here's Kevin Durant, and he's on CJ McCollum has his own podcast, and he gets NBA guys to come on. It's pretty cool, actually. So McCollum has his own show. He's got Kevin Durant on as a guest. CJ McCollum says to him, basically, you know, you guys were already fucking good, and now you got DeMarcus Cousins. It's kind of annoying. And he says to Durant, basically. And McCollum says about how he thought that Cousins might sign with Portland, and that the Blazer players were actually excited that they thought, fuck, we might get Cousins, and man, we're going to be good with Lillard, McCollum, and Cousins. So, and Durant basically laughs at him and says, what, you think Portland's ever going to win a title? He's like, you guys ain't ever going to win. But he sort of, and McCollum's like, what do you mean, fuck? And McCollum's like, we were the 3 seed. He's like, and it gets heated. Like, So I set the table for you. Here you go.
Nah, you know how I felt, bro. I was hot. I don't know if I was more mad than when you went to go. I think I was more mad.
Why are you mad about this stuff?
Bro, I'm in the league. What do you mean? Why am I mad about this?
I mean,
I'm in the Western Conference. I got to play you MFers all the time anyway, as it is, over and over again. We done got eliminated by y'all a few times in the first round. So I'm looking at cuz.
I mean, you know you guys aren't going to win a championship.
Bro, we have the team. We have capabilities. Anything is possible. We can win a championship, bro.
I mean, let's be honest.
Bro, we can win a championship. Anything is
I
possible.
just I need more. I mean, I like y'all. I like y'all too. You're hard to stop. But, I mean, come on. You can't be upset about this.
I can be upset because Cuz was a free agent, which means he could have. This is why I was upset. He could have came to Portland. His agent and Nurkers have the same agents. So I'm thinking, okay, you're gonna come to us, whatever. Why you gotta go there, Cuz? I'm gonna text him.
Let's see what he goes. He goes, don't worry about the big boys.
Yeah, I really text Cuz. I'm like, Cuz, what's up, bro? Like, why? Like, what?
Yo, you're the first person I see.
Why did this happen?
I was crying on Twitter. You seen that?
All people thought I was playing. I was going to text Cuz.
That was funny.
We hashed it out. I needed to know what was going on. I wanted to know why.
You want him to come to Portland?
Bro, I think that anything is possible. I'm just saying, man. He's trying to get me in trouble. I'm happy with Nurk. Nurk's a great thing, man. For us. Nurk's playing well.
I mean, you did just say on the airwaves. I mean, you might cut it out, but that you just said that he should have came to Portland. So you want Nurk?
Of course I want Nurk.
Okay, but you rather
we could have had both of them.
Y'all not getting both.
Y'all only paid them $5 million. We had 12. We had 12 to 15 million in cap.
No way it's happening. Y'all it ain't gonna be no. It's gotta have a nice yin and yang, bro. It's gonna be too much of one thing. With y'all. So you stop that.
So what do you suggest?
I suggest you just keep playing, man, and don't worry about what goes on at the top of things.
We right there at the top of things. We was a third seed last year, bro. We was right there. We was just slightly below 1 and 2.
But how'd you play?
Some unfortunate situations.
It's always how'd you play.
Some unfortunate circumstances.
Like an 8 seed.
Oh! He goes, how'd you play? Like an 8 seed. So Durant was fucking being real with him, all right? I personally don't think Durant was out of line. He went on the podcast. He was kind of a dick, but he's just busting balls. And he even said to him, he goes, listen, I like you too. He goes, you guys are hard to stop. But he was talking about him and Lillard, basically. He goes, you guys, he was patronizing. You're a cute team, but hey, you're never going to win. So what do you care? So he basically says, what do you care about getting Cousins? You're never going to win in Portland anyways. You guys are never winning a title. So McCollum's sort of getting a little bit pissed off about it. So, you figure, okay, it's just, except McCollum got pissed after. And then he went on Twitter after, and he tweets out, I think the bitch word is a little bit harsh and shouldn't be used. He knows with that decision he made was soft, but I respect it. And joining the Warriors. It's like getting jumped with your brothers by a gang you should have beat, then joining the gang that jumped you and your brothers 2 months later forgetting about your real bros. That's what fucking CJ McCollum says after. Kevin Durant, not on a burner account, goes on Twitter and tweets at CJ McCollum. So I would get into a gang fight, lose, plot on my brother for 2 months in our home, and then go get the gang we lost to and beat them up? You think that low of me? I just did your motherfucking podcast. You're a snake in the grass, boy, I tell you. Whose side are you on? I personally think Durant is getting a bad rap out of this. He did go on the podcast. He's the MVP 2 years in a row, the NBA Finals. Next to LeBron James, Kevin Durant's the biggest star in the NBA. He doesn't need to go on CJ McCollum's fucking podcast. He goes on a podcast. They're joking around. He's basically telling them, listen, you ain't ever winning with Portland. Fuck. And then after, McCollum's got to go on Twitter and not call him a bitch, but say that he plotted to jump his brothers and fucking, which, I don't know. You could argue he did. Kevin Durant sitting at home on a burner account ripping Russell Westbrook and shit. You know what I mean? So Kevin Durant's not loved in that Oklahoma City room. I'll tell you that much. But I think fucking CJ McCollum took this to another level that didn't need to go to. CJ McCollum could have went on Twitter and said, you know what? fucking, we're going to show Kevin Durant about Portland this year, and he thinks fucking we can't win, and you tweet him, yeah, we'll see type shit. You don't go into, well, he's not a bitch, but, and then, you know, he's like a boy that fucking, you get jumped and he puts a knife. Like CJ McCollum, to me, took this to another level that was kind of, it went from harmless ball busting to fucking CJ McCollum fucking going nuclear. Right? And he knows that that's going to piss Durant off. And listen, I don't look at Kevin Durant like that. I look at it, I'll tell you right now, if the Golden State Warriors don't have Kevin Durant, they don't fucking win the last 2 years, all right? He's their best player. Kevin Durant isn't going there and piggybacking anybody. He is carrying them, all right? Without Kevin Durant, the Golden State Warriors don't win the fucking title the last 2 fucking years. He is saving their fucking ass. Curry's good, but Curry's like Cam Newton, and they're both Under Armour and they're buddies. Like, Curry's good, but, when he's good, but there's a lot of games where he's not. And Kevin Durant's the same motherfucker every night. He's giving you 27 to 30 fucking points. He's giving you 4 fucking blocks. He's giving you 7 fucking assists. All right? So Kevin Durant ain't fucking piggybacking jack shit. Fuck. Kevin, when you're the MVP of the NBA Finals 2 years running, you ain't piggybacking shit, right? So I like how Kevin Durant is like the biggest bitch somehow for going to Golden State, yet LeBron James doesn't get the same heat, right? When he went to Miami, or when he leaves to go to Cleveland, or when he leaves to go to the Lakers again. And another thing is, who the fuck are you all? Who are the people that rip Kevin Durant? Who the fuck are you guys? Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook don't get along, okay? So what do you want him to do? He's a grown man. You want him to live in a fucking city like Oklahoma City and fucking play with a dude that he doesn't like for the rest of his fucking life because you want him to? And then what? He's supposed to go to the Sacramento Kings after? It's an honor to be on the Golden State Warriors. If you're good enough, you go there. Fuck. I guess every asshole that goes to Paris Saint-Germain now is a traitor. Right? I guess Mbappe is just chasing championships now. Fuck. I guess, But without Kevin Durant, they're not even beating the Houston Rockets. They're not even in the finals, Mohamed Jabba. Tarnished rings. There ain't no tarnished anything. Fuck. I don't know. It depends on what team he joined. Fuck. Whatever. People can keep hating on Kevin Durant all they want, but all he does is, he's the best player in the NBA. So, you got LeBron and Kevin Durant and everybody else. Now, I'll defend Kevin Durant on the court. I'll defend Kevin Durant on the court. All right? Kevin Durant's a fucking stud. But I'm not going to deny that Kevin Durant's antics are very, very unlikable. His getting in the face of Westbrook, Westbrook would kill him. Him getting in the face of Westbrook, him bad-mouthing people on Twitter with burner accounts, his little naive shit all the fucking time, his Johnny fucking asshole act with the media suddenly. Like, you go down the list, Kevin Durant is kind of a dickhead, all right? I don't know. It's weird. He's changed. Kevin Durant was a really nice kid. He was with his high school sweetheart and shit, and he broke up with her, and he didn't start going with a bunch of chicks or anything. He just sort of, he cut her out of his life, and he was like, you know what? I want to be the best player in the NBA. He's, obsessed, but he's a weirdo in that Kevin Durant cares. I don't even care about what's said about me on Twitter, fuck. And I don't have $398 million like this guy does. You know what I mean? So, Kevin Durant, bro, you got a $300 million fucking shoe deal with Under Armour. You know, you're the two-time NBA fucking MVP of the NBA Finals. You're a Hall of Famer already. Like, you got 300, like you got about $500 million probably. You're living in a fucking beach paradise house in fucking Malibu right now. Why do you care? Like the other day, Kevin Durant got into a fight with a 12-year-old kid on Twitter. Fuck. Some 12-year-old kid called him a traitor, and fucking Kevin Durant DM'd the kid. Fuck. Kevin Durant started following the kid and DM'd him. They started going back and forth. Fuck. And Kevin Durant said, "You're a stupid kid. Fuck. I don't care what you say." And Kevin Durant's like, "Well, bro, obviously you do care about what he said because you fucking direct message the guy." So, like, it's like, why? You're Kevin Durant. Why do you care if some teenager on Twitter is ripping you? Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he's a nut job. Like, he's so thin-skinned. Like, it's bizarre. I've never really seen anything like it, actually. But, you know, I think, though, to be honest, a lot of athletes are like him, but they don't admit it. Like, athletes all read Twitter. They know what's said about them. They all say, "Oh, I don't read the papers. I don't read this." Yeah, bullshit, you don't. Fuck. You all fucking do. It's human nature. They know what people are saying about them, right? But Kevin Durant takes it to another level where, like, he responds to people. He gets mad about, like, people. And Kevin Durant, he's, you know, the good thing about Kevin Durant is he's just, you know, he's kind of a dickhead. He's turning, you know what I mean? Thing is with Kevin Durant, he's kind of a dickhead with his own teammates. Like, I don't think Steph Curry likes him. Well, that's it. He stiffed Under Armour. He spurned Under Armour. He had the Under Armour deal. Spurning a deal from Under Armour that was worth $285 million. Now is it. Here he is. Yeah, like he takes swiping Steph Curry. Like it never ends with him. Here is Kevin Durant takes swipe with Steph Curry sponsor. Nobody wants to play in Under Armours. Look, Durant's just a dickhead. He's just a dickhead. Yeah, I'm aware, Kid Groove. I just said it. Holy fuck. Just shut the fuck up, right? No, I don't like snakes. I know I don't like you. Does that count? Are you a snake? But look, Kevin Durant brings entertainment to people. Like I said, a lot of athletes fucking, you know, a lot of athletes are thin-skinned and fucking, a lot of athletes fucking panic. A lot of, like, rich people, too. Like, owners of sports teams really care what people say, too. You'd be surprised. When I was the host of the Expos postgame show, I used to think, man, there's no way this guy gives a shit what I'm saying. And then I found out, they're like, oh, yeah, they installed a fucking personal fucking radio to listen to you in Puerto Rico. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, he hates you. He's obsessed. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, people get obsessed with shit. The new. I tried on a pair of Under Armours. And I didn't find them that comfortable. The new entry into the shoe NBA market is Puma. Puma's been signing a lot of guys left and right. DeAndre Ayton's one of them. They got a couple other young guys too. who knows what Clay's gonna do. The big baller brand, maybe one day it'll take over the NBA. LeVar's done a great job parroting, fuck. Like, man, he really fucked his kids up, man. Lonzo's a success because at least he made it to the NBA and he made money and shit on his own. But these other kids, they should have went to college. They just should have went the regular route. LeVar Ball uses them like circus fucking, like it's like it's the old Hollywood days, fuck. Like, you know, when the studio owned the kid. You know what I mean? It's like Mo killed Alfalfa. Yeah, the studio owned him. He was an orphan. I got lucky. Exactly. It could be UCLA. Instead, where is he now? Same with the young kid. Fuck. Same with the young kid. You know, look, fucking Nike fucking offered fucking Lonzo Ball like fucking $3 million or $5 million or something. It was a normal deal. Like, it was sort of a standard, you know, standard sort of, yeah, you got a name, but we're not going to bend over for you type deal. And LeVar Ball wanted $500 million. Fuck. They sold like 10 pairs of shoes. You know, like where's the money? You know what I mean? Like LeVar Ball, for all of his mouth and shit, he didn't even make his kids money. That's the thing. Maybe he made himself a little money. Like, for a guy that's all about the money, he really hasn't made a lot of money. You know what I mean? For them. Like I said, he's enriched himself. Like, he's made, you know, he's done shit. But that's the whole thing. Like, he's used his kids to enrich himself. It's kind of bizarre. And we'll wrap it up with this. DeMar DeRozan's still pissed off. DeMar DeRozan's still pissed off. DeMar DeRozan did an interview in which he basically stated that Masai Ujiri fucking lied to him. He said point blank, there wasn't miscommunication. He lied. And he told me I wasn't part of the deal, and I was. And DeMar raised a very good point, too. And that's the thing. It's a lesson. It's a lesson to every other athlete out there that DeMar DeRozan took less money on his max contract. He could have maxed out and he didn't. Specifically, so the Raptors could sign Kyle Lowry and other players. And he fucking remembers this. You know what I mean? So, you know, you basically, you know, DeMar is no longer a naive kid. Like, you basically woke him up that, all right, we fucked you. You know what I mean? Like, he took less money so players could sign. He basically brought that up. He goes, I sacrificed my life and money that I could have I got offered max contracts elsewhere, and I didn't take it. And I told the Raptors, I want to win here, so let's fucking sign some players too. And then they do this to me. He's fucking pissed, you know? He's hurt. He's hurt, like you can tell. He actually loved being a Raptor. Like, he really did. He said, you know, I was really excited about the new coach and fucking this year and, you know, getting over the hump, and like, he's aware he needs to work and blah, blah, blah. He was ready for the challenge. And basically Masai Ujiri said, you're going to be part of this and we're going to get Kawhi Leonard. You're part of it. You're not part of the deal. And then boom, he's part of the deal. He is an emotional person. No, but it's not boo-hoo. It's basically now everyone knows, Big Will, that you don't take less money with the Raptors now because they'll fuck you. So words out in the NBA. That's DeMar DeRozan sending the message to everyone. And listen, don't take less money from these people and thinking that they're your friends. Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment never fucking called DeMar. Like he said, no message after 9 years, nothing. It's not a good look for the Raptors or Masai Ujiri. All for a dude who's going to fucking leave in a year, too. That's the whole thing, too. Now, it's a business. DeMar DeRozan's got to get over it. He's in a good situation. They made him a rich man. You know what I mean? He got fucked for about $20 million or so, but he's got to understand. Now he knows. Basically, now he knows. But the thing is, now everyone else knows that Masai Ujiri's a liar, right? So that's not good. It'll hurt with other players in the future. Masai Ujiri, DeMar DeRozan is very popular in the NBA community. So, like, people have very negative things to say about Masai Ujiri in the NBA world now, including, like, players and shit, right? So they're all buddies in the NBA. So they all know, all right, the guy in Toronto will lie to you. Fuck. You guys know. So words out. Doesn't mean that people aren't going to take the Raptors' money in the future. But it's just sort of a little hit on Masai's reputation of being this great guy and shit like that. He's just another, is he a great guy? He fired George Karl after his coach of the year. He fired fucking Dwayne Casey after his coach of the year. He just threw a guy that was here longer than he was under the bus, who's better at his job than he is at his job. Right? Like, so we'll see. The Raptors better go to the fucking finals this year. Because if they don't, then it was a big fucking fuck up. If they go to the finals, then hey, in sports, it's all about results. It's funny. It's funny, though. One thing with Kawhi Leonard is he doesn't talk, right? So people are going to think, oh, he's unhappy here and shit. It's not that. He's unhappy everywhere, this guy. It's funny. David Robinson, the Admiral, did an interview the other day. And he said that he tried to speak to fucking Kawhi Leonard and just try to settle everything down. And Kawhi never answered the call. He goes, I got his uncle all the time. And he goes, he never called me back. He got his uncle. And then he actually said after, he goes, I always tried to sort of, I tried to help Kawhi when he was here. And he goes, Kawhi said probably less than 5 words to me over the years. All right. So, like, Kawhi Leonard is a weird dude right now. Like, he's changed as well, Another thing is, too, Kawhi Leonard fucking fucked up the Nike deal, his uncle. He's got no shoe contract now. He's a free, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. Like, how do you fuck that up? Just fucking resign, shut up. And it's like the uncle fucked up the shoe deal now. Like, I swear to God, like, Kawhi Leonard might not have a sponsorship deal this year type thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, having your family as your fucking representative is not a good idea, all right? It just isn't. I'm not just picking on LeVar Ball, but Kawhi Leonard's career is fucking really taking a weird fucking turn, man, since his fucking uncle's running shit. It's like people in the NBA can't talk to him. Like, he doesn't have a phone type shit. Like, he doesn't talk to people. So you got to go through his uncle. And his uncle is like a fucking, just puts the wall up, fuck. Like, and the uncle's like impossible to deal with. Like, word in the NBA is even next year when he's a free agent, they're like, good luck dealing with the uncle, fuck. Have fun with that, fuck. All these dumbasses, man, that have like their families running shit. Lamar Jackson did the same thing. Lamar Jackson's like, I don't need an agent, fuck. Like, I can negotiate myself. It's like, no, you can't. You're an idiot, fuck. You know what I mean? You're going to get less. And he's like, well, it's already standard. It's like, yeah, the agent can help you, bro. He can help with the writing and the language of the contract. And the agent can also get you drafted higher. The agent can also get you endorsement fucking deals, you idiot. So, and the whole thing is with the agent, you know how much an NFL agent takes, an NBA agent takes? 1.5%. Fuck. You know what I mean? It's like a minimum little fucking thing. What do you give a shit? Fuck. You got fucking, $180 million contract. Ooh, boo hoo. So your fucking agent made fucking, $400,000. Fuck. Look, Kawhi Leonard's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. Kawhi Leonard has just sort of detached himself from society. You know what I mean? He's detached himself from the league, Popovich, everybody. It's a fucking miracle they got him to show up to Toronto, to be honest. Like, there ain't going to be a press conference. Like, Babano's wants a press conference. There won't be a press conference. Yeah, like Lamar Jackson thought, well, it's already standard contract. But it's like, bro, the agent could fucking hype you up before the draft. And maybe you would have went higher than 32nd overall with hype. Like, But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up with this. Quick take on Trevor Linden. I don't know what happened with Trevor Linden here with the Vancouver Canucks, but Trevor Linden's a legend in Vancouver. Great player, nice guy, class act. I don't know what happened. I'm sure the story will come out in a couple of days. It's kind of strange just out of the blue like this. It seems to me that the ownership group doesn't really want to win in Vancouver. They don't want to spend money. I understand they're rebuilding, but Aquilini's a very rich man, and they seem to be fleecing the Canuck fans a bit. But the one thing I will say about Trevor Linden is he was running the team for 4 years, guys. They made the playoffs once. Trevor Linden's a nice guy. Trevor Linden's a nice guy. He's a great guy. But there were no results. You know what I mean? The results weren't there. Right? You know what I mean? So it's not like this team is, they've got some good young players, but they were 26 in the NHL last year. Their talent, Travis Green's a good young coach. He's not that young, but you know what I mean? Young in NHL, he was rookie last year. So Travis Green's a good hire. So Linden did a good job there. I'm not saying he was terrible at his job, but it's not like Trevor Linden was the best general manager in the NHL or something. You're like, oh, fuck, we're fucked now. You know what I mean? It's just sort of a weird, all it does is show that there's dysfunction behind the scenes with the Canucks. Something happened. I don't know what happened. Yeah, Van Fobb lives in Vancouver, so you would know better. You would know better, but, to me, Aquilini, look, they made the cup, he raised ticket prices, and they got worse. So he sort of like fleeced the fans, but that honeymoon's over now, and there's a lot of empty seats at Canucks games. Seems like patience is running out with Canuck fans. And the whole thing is the owner of the Canucks is very rich, so he could spend money, right? He could spend money and make the team better. And players would go to Vancouver. It's a nice place, right? So, but they just don't. That's another thing. You have a favorite, like Montreal is hard. You got Quebec, the French shit, the tax, you know what I mean? There's like the pressure there. There's a lot of like obstacles for Canadian teams to sign players. A lot of guys don't want to play in Quebec. Nobody wants to fucking live in fucking Calgary, or fucking NHL players or Winnipeg. They don't mind it once they're there because the city loves them and shit. But generally, you know what I mean? Players, it's the same teams that are in contention for free agents all the time, right? Tampa Bay, Dallas, LA, fucking, it's the same bullshit all the time. And players all the time, wow, now the Leafs are sort of in the mix. But what I'm saying is Vancouver's not cold. right? Vancouver's not cold. Vancouver's a beautiful fucking city. It's world class. If you're a rich person, it's even better. Like, there's a lot to like about living in Vancouver if you're rich. Yet the Canucks don't offer fucking free agents contracts. Like, they never offer guys anything. They're never in the mix for any free agents. They don't do it. And I'm saying you got to build a team within. I get it. But at the same point in time, you also have to add some shit. And Aquilini doesn't seem to have any interest in adding in shit. And I don't know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Because I would assume that Trevor Linden already knows this, right? Trevor Linden knows what his gig is. He knows the owner. So I don't think that it's like suddenly Linden got sick or something. I think something happened. Like, I don't know what the incident was, but we'll see. Exactly. Aquilini's filthy rich, but they don't sign players. And you know what? I've been saying this. Vancouver would be a great spot for an NBA team. Great spot for an NBA franchise. But same thing. If Aquilini's going to own the fucking thing, then it's going to be a shit show. But we're out of here. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Farahan Lodgy says what's going on. We'll talk about this tomorrow on the radio as the news breaks. As it is, right now, I'm leaning with the oh, fuck, they're in a penalty shootout. They go to a shootout in this shit. Penalty shots.
So, here comes Alexis Sanchez with penalty kick number 3 for Manchester United, who have the upper hand. Even more so now. It's 3-1 to United on penalties. Sanchez making it 3 out of 3 for the Reds. And more pressure now on the next taker for Milan. This is missed. They're in real trouble. It's going to be from Kessier.
Yeah. So it finished 1-1.
Midfield player from the...
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm leaning with the Montreal Alouettes tomorrow night, plus the points. Leaning with the +9 with the Montreal Alouettes. And if it gets out of hand, the over is a little low. So +9 in the over. We'll have our picks tomorrow. We're going to start getting back on track. We had a decent night here tonight, so we'll get this rolling a bit. We'll see you maybe next week, Spencer, at the Argo game next Thursday. We'll see you guys at IFBC 1 month from now. I want to end earlier. I got something to do in the morning. Same with the fucking next day, but I didn't realize it was 1:08. Me and my big mouth. See you later. Kenny Fong. All right, thanks to the Bano for joining us. So we'll see you at the Golden Nugget next month. We'll see you here tomorrow night. Give us a thumbs up. Remember to watch all the SBR videos tomorrow. I'll be on the radio at 4 o'clock. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.